Hello. Hi, everyone. We are officially what Dave says in CHGO right now when it comes to Patrick Williams, but it's not just Patrick Williams, everybody. We are ass. We are genuine ass, bro. This is just terrible. The Bulls fall 120 to 105 to the Pacers and now continue their terrible losing streak of 6 games in a row. This was supposed to be their easy schedule. Reminded everybody this was supposed to be the easy part of the schedule. And we go out there and we barely beat the Wizards by 1 point. We lose to the Pelicans, the Hornets, the Pacers, Orlando, the Nets, and the Pacers again. All these teams besides Orlando had 4 wins or less when we faced them. And the Bulls have officially shown that they are officially, I think that there is no ifs, ands, or buts about this, they are officially one of the worst teams in the league. This 5-0 start, remember all that? Oh, it's gone, buddy. It is gone, 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 gone. It is long gone, and honestly, it shouldn't have even existed. We are terrible, man. This Pacers team has not won a road game all season long until tonight. The Pacers were 0-10 on the road until tonight. The Bulls are so terrible that they've lost to the Pacers twice in the last week. This is how bad this Bulls team is. The team that has not won a road game yet, who have played 10 road games up to this point and have not won a single one. The Bulls have given the Pacers 2 wins in the last week. It's incredible. We are officially garbage. Wow, man. I honestly, like, again, person who was not a very big fan of this team, person who thought that this team was not going to be that great, I was not expecting this, y'all. This is an utter travesty right now. Because here's the reality. The Bulls are trying to win. And to see that this Bulls team continues to fall to teams that are undermanned. Because again, you can't tell me anything about missing guys tonight. The Pacers don't have Halliburton for all season long. This Pacers team is missing their best player all season. They don't have Obi Toppin. They don't have Aaron Nesmith. They don't have Ben Shepherd tonight. And, oh, yeah, you came out and just laid an absolute dud. What an awful game from a lot of players tonight. It was just a travesty to watch this game. Like, the defensive effort from everybody was absolutely flat out awful. Vucevic continues just to be just not engaged, and I don't blame him, honestly. He you know, it would do him a lot in terms of his mental health just to leave this team. And hey, you know what? We'll hope that actually does happen. We gotta get him out here at some point. But horrific game from Giddey. This is unacceptable from him. I can't have this sort of game from Giddey, especially against this Pacers squad who has been awful all season long. So this is just terrible from Josh Giddey tonight. Kobe returned, glad to see that. He went past his minutes restriction, so it's very funny. Billy Donovan came and followed that right, as he had a 24-minute restriction. He went to 26, which is just stupid. Zach Collins returned tonight, and the Bulls continue just to get wrecked in the paint. So, as just showing you, and yes, Zach Collins wasn't able to play the entire game, but that wasn't supposed to be his role anyway. Actually, this ended up not being too bad, but I thought it was going to be a lot worse. But the Bulls gave up 28 points in the paint in the first half, so it should have been a lot worse. But the defense was garbage, as we all saw. Bulls gave up 38 points or more in every quarter except the fourth, which, I mean, it was 28 anyway, so didn't matter. Another 120-point game given up by the Chicago Bulls, so we are restarting our streak again, so can't wait for this to continue. This is just utter terribleness, man. What a horrible team. AK legit thought this team was supposed to be good, and our depth supposed to be great, and oh boy. Core was playing tonight. Again, Core was playing tonight, so don't want to hear excuses whatsoever. Before we get into it all, though, make sure you hit the like button on the stream for our own sanity purposes. I appreciate the likes on the stream recently. We sincerely appreciate all the support here on this channel. If you like Bulls content and if you like Bulls content and you have not subscribed to the channel already, please subscribe. I got a lot of things to plug tonight, so get ready for some plugs about some of my OnTap Sports Network, OnTap Sportsnet work with Bulls on Tap and stuff. But we gotta talk, y'all. We gotta talk. It's time to tank officially when it comes to this team. What's going on, Ryan? What's going on, Woodage? Why can't our fans just be nasty and losing like Philly or New York? I mean, it just seems like that it's just this weird thing in Chicago that like booing is just not something you really see too often unless it's like actually horrible, which I think shows like the level of standard for when it comes to this fan base is just not that high. And it's frustrating because I think that there are too many Bulls fans that just don't hold this team to a high standard when they should. And so, you know, I think I've been pretty adamant about this team needs to be held to a high standard. Like, I think I've been pretty good about that, but, you know, not everyone's me, unfortunately, or not everyone's you, Ryan. Like, it's just, people just think that, hey, you know what, you gave some effort, like, hey, it's a good enough job, which is just, I'm not here for it, but some people think that's okay. But I agree with you though. Like, I think that we should have heard some more boo birds. I did hear more boo birds like in the fourth quarter when it was kind of going bad for the Bulls, but yeah, we should have heard more throughout this game. Yeah, there was definitely something that could be heard on Chicago Sports Network like in the fourth quarter, I believe, but I could be wrong. It could just be me just imagining it. Remember when the Bulls were good? Man, wasn't that a time? Yeah. For about just a little bit of October where the Bulls were actually kind of good. Huh. Instead though, we have to make this clear, the Bulls were just lucky in October. Like I want to, like, there's nothing that can ever prove to me now like that's like, oh no, the Bulls were actually good in October and like things have changed. No, the Bulls were just lucky in October. They continue to play the same way. They're just terrible. And we're seeing it right now. Has the Chicago team ever went to full-scale rebellion against one of their own franchises? I mean, unfortunately, I'm not the best with this sort of history, and I've not been on this earth for that long, so I wish a historian was around for that answer, but I don't believe so. Like, I really don't think that has ever happened. Now, again, there's been a long history of, like, baseball, so I mean, maybe there was some sort of rebellion against some of the baseball teams way back when in the 20th century, but I couldn't tell you, unfortunately. I don't think it's ever happened with the Bulls, so but if there's ever a time for it to happen, it should be now. I would hope that it does happen, but it's just not going to happen, unfortunately. We let Bennett and Mathurin almost drop 30 on us. I mean, look, Mathurin's a very nice player, don't get me wrong, but some of the open looks he was getting was flat out inexcusable. Like, he got a wide open layup in the first quarter because the Bulls didn't communicate effectively enough when they just scored a bucket, and Mathurin's wide open on the wing when the Pacers are coming down, dribbling the ball up the floor. Mathurin was just getting wide open looks constantly, and then he hit a few tough shots, but you can just tell that the contests on his 3-point looks were not good enough, and he dropped 28 on our heads on 56% shooting. Again, I do think Mathurin is, like, especially this season, is turning into like a pretty overall solid player. But the fact that you gave up 28 to Mathurin and 30-60 Siakam is ridiculous. That's inexcusable. Mathurin came in averaging 20 points per game, and Siakam came in averaging 24, but the fact that they almost both got 30 tonight, and Siakam just put up his career high against the Bulls tonight is just stupid. Once again, the Pacers came into this game just like how it was in the previous game. They came in with the worst field goal percentage in the league. Okay, they were shooting 43% from the field this season. That is the lowest in the league. And at one point, and this is when we faced them in Indiana, the Pacers, they were shooting 41% on the season. And at that moment, that was by far the worst field goal percentage in the league by like a significant margin. Okay. And, you know, you could argue that the Bulls play better defense in that Pacers game in Indiana where we lost on that Siakam jumper, but I think the Bulls defense wasn't good in that game either. I think that was just pure luck that the Pacers just kept missing shots. But we saw then tonight where it's, again, relatively the same team. I know Kobe's back, but he makes the defense arguably worse. Then the Pacers go out and they shoot 54% basically from the field. Okay, again, this is the worst team in the league in terms of field goal percentage because they have struggled all season long without Halliburton out there, and they've had to heavily rely on Siakam, and they've had so many injuries. A lot of guys out there playing that really definitely shouldn't be getting minutes, but they're out there, and they're trying their best, but they just can't make shots, and the Bulls let them tonight shoot over 50% for most of this game. This is after the Pacers started with a terrible start. The Pacers couldn't get going in the first quarter. They were missing shots left and right. They were missing wide open 3-point shots, and the Bulls still let them shoot 53% for the game. That is how bad this Bulls defense is. This number should have been much, much higher, but the Pacers just started draining threes on our faces. Like, this number, the Bulls gave up 18 points in the paint in the first quarter alone. Okay, they gave up 28 points in the paint in the first half, and then the Pacers clearly went away from it because they just started knocking down every three, right? And again, it's not just the fact that the Bulls perimeter defense is bad for the paint. They're not defending the 3-point line whatsoever. This is just flat out disgusting just to see this. Like, again, this was supposed to be a team that this front office genuinely saw that, yeah, they're gonna be better than what they were last season. And we can't stop anybody, including the team that shoots the worst percentage from the field, came in 29th ranked in offense, came in 29th ranked in terms of points per game. Okay, this is one of the worst 3-point shooting teams in the league this season, and we let them shoot 18 of 39 tonight. Like, it just continues just to be how actually terrible this Bulls team is. They somehow in some way find a way to show up and be like, yeah, you know what, we're gonna be worse somehow, and just like give us, like, we're gonna show that with these stats that we're gonna let happen tonight, that yeah, our defense is somehow even worse than you thought it was, and you already think it's bad. I just can't with this team, man. It is genuinely just so bad that I'm at that point already where I'm like, yeah, this season's over, bro. Like, you want to recover from this? Giddy had a talk, he had a quote today from Casey Johnson that he thinks the team's all together, but let me tell you, man, this team is not playing like they're all together right now. This team is playing like they're pissed off at each other. They don't communicate with one another, and they don't know where to be. Guys are confused at where they should be, who should be defending. Not really sure if this team is actually together right now, but hey, I'm not going to speculate too hard, but that sort of quote right there doesn't make much sense to me when I'm seeing that this is one of the worst defensive teams in the league and one of the worst overall teams in the league right now. This is just unacceptable, guys. Like, I am, again, a guy who did not have much faith for this team, a guy who did not like this team whatsoever before this season started. I'm like, yeah, like, I have some hope in like Buzelis developing or something, but yeah, I don't love the team. Again, 36 wins. God, y'all, this team is looking like they're on pace for less than 30 wins right now with how terrible that they are playing. And even the projections right now for this team that are kind of going off of like the current win-loss total when their current matchups and everything, like the projections right now have this team at 33 wins, and that's after a 5-0 start to the season. Okay, so once again, this team continues just to level themselves up to the point where they show where they are even worse defensively than we thought. Incredible, honestly. Maybe we should give them a round of applause or something, because this is just an absolute travesty on the court every night. The Bulls have lost to the Pacers twice in the last week. I want to make this clear. The Pacers, when we faced them, had, I think, 3 wins on the season. They now have 5. So, congratulations, because the Pacers have only won against the Bulls in the last week. And, I mean, dear Lord, guys. Like, I don't know what to tell people. Again, 0-10 road team before tonight. 0-10. And the Bulls decided, yeah, we'll give you a win tonight on the road. Like, that's fine. Like, Jesus, man. This team is just awful. Yeah, again, this is a team that is giving up 135 points every night and found a way to beat the Bulls and the Wizards. So they couldn't even beat Toronto, Detroit, Cleveland. They beat Charlotte. So once again, just showing that, yeah, this Bulls team is just one of the worst teams in the league right now. Did Charlotte win tonight, by the way? I hope they did. That'd be good if Charlotte just kind of won tonight. They did. Hey, look at that. So after tonight, once the standings get updated here, which will be important for us people that are watching the tank, yeah, it's already updated. As you can see here, the Charlotte Hornets are 2 games behind us now. So I am hoping for this to for the Hornets to continue trying to win here, so we can get below them in the standings. What an incredible Bulls team. Yeah, this is incredible. I go with the dynasty, so yeah, Pepperidge Farm remembers. Got it. Nobody streamed the game tonight. I now know why. No confidence in his team anymore. There are Bulls fans thinking getting the team for AD or Giannis is the answer. That's hilarious, y'all. Yeah, and for all the Bulls fans that thought that Anthony Davis is going to fix this, or Giannis, gutting the whole roster for Giannis is actually going to be able to fix this, yeah, nah, it's not going to happen. And oh, by the way, the Bulls don't even have... They could give up their entire team, okay? Like, in my opinion, I think the Bulls can, like, legitimately give up their entire roster and their entire, like, picks of the future, okay? And I still don't think that they have a better overall package for Giannis than compared to some of the contenders who, at least in my opinion, should be going after Giannis. Like, I think the Spurs have a better package. I think the Hawks have a better package. I think that the Rockets have a better package. Like, Detroit has a better package, and they're at the top of the East right now. I'm picking what those guys can give me if I'm the Milwaukee Bucks versus the Chicago Bulls. Like, you could own the Bulls' entire, draft for like the next 7 years, but I'm still picking what the Detroit Pistons or the Atlanta Hawks can give me right now versus what the Bulls can give me. Like, that's how bad I think that this Bulls team is currently set up to be right now. But if you're honest, San Antonio, it's the NBA's best hope to stop OKC. I'm looking forward to seeing if that does happen. They'll have to give up one of Castle or Harper to do so, which it seems like they're hesitant to do it, but I think that they should. I'd love to see it. I'm glad I watched Indiana feed. They were at least analyzing the game, not spinning dumb WWE style catchphrases. Yeah, it's over. It is honestly over, Delbert. It is officially over. This season is officially over for this Bulls team. It is over. You cannot tell me anything else. Like, the Bulls might go and get like an accidental win against Golden State tomorrow on Sunday. I don't care. Curry's not playing. Like, I just don't care anymore when it comes to this. Like, the results should not matter. You need to lose right now. You should not be trying to win games. You should be out there trying just to develop Montes. And hey, Buzelis had a hell of a game tonight. We should all be happy with this. I think he should have gotten more opportunities. He, 9 free throws. It might have been a career high, honestly, for him. But I think he should have more opportunities with the ball. Yes, he had 6 turnovers tonight. I am very much aware that there were many moments tonight where he was very sloppy with the basketball, and he was struggling to try to drive effectively without, the ball getting tipped or something. That's fine. I just don't care. Like, I want him to get those on-ball opportunities to try to learn and try to see if he can find a way to be more effective with the ball in his hands. And hey, he had a hell of a game tonight. He was more effective than Kobe and Giddey combined, in my opinion. Like, this was a very, very solid game overall for Buzelis, besides the turnovers. He had 12 rebounds, which everyone's been calling for him to rebound more effectively. And hey, he's done that the past 4 games now. 19 points tonight. It was very efficient overall from the field. This is a very good game from Buzelis, and I want to see more of this. However, the Bulls went away from him in like after the first quarter, and I'm like, I don't know why. Like, Giddey sucked all night. I don't know why he kept trying to shoot more, but he just sucked all night. I'm like, no, give it to Buzelis and let him go to work. And that's what should be the priority for this Bulls team moving forward. We do not care about the win. We do not care about trying to get this team to try to defend overall better, because it's, again, like, I want to see better defense overall from these younger players, but like, Vooch is not going to try. So like, I'm not going to get anything better out of Vucevic or better out of Javon Carter or anything like that. The younger players, though, I want to see better defense, but I'm not looking to try to get this team all of a sudden significantly better defensively where we're trying to win games. Like, no. Right now, we need to see this team just go out and try to develop these young guys. And so, to see Javon Carter get 22 minutes tonight, when you had Terry and you had Phillips and you have Emmanuel Miller, like, I don't need to see Javon Carter get 22 minutes tonight. That's just unnecessary. And hell, he was one of the best offensive players for the Bulls tonight. So it's just like, again, we need to prioritize the right things right now. I think that they could have been a little bit better with Buzelis overall in this game. But still, it's just been better than what we've been seeing. Don't really play this guy. I don't really need to see it. And just go and lose, honestly, because I don't see what else there is to do with this season right now, because this Bulls team is garbage. You're not winning, okay? So, yeah, try to figure out a little bit better stuff defensively for some of the younger guys you're going to be keeping. But after that, it's like trade season and like just go be bad. There is nothing for this Bulls team right now to try to actually be a good team. So let's just keep this moving and just keep losing these games. I'm happy we lost to the Pacers again. So now we're 4 games behind the Pacers in terms of the Tankathon standings, and we'll be looking forward to seeing how this is going to move with Buzelis' development, and I'm hoping we just, keep going down. AC Johnson, the Bulls puppet, he is genuinely, honestly, just a puppet right now under Reinsdorf, so, yeah. KC, I love KC, but there's definitely some stuff right now recently I'm not too happy about with what he has said. I feel like he's like ignoring some of the main issues and, like, injuries, obviously, and like, I don't care about the injuries. I'm sorry, I just don't. You want to go undefeated for the rest of the season and win the championship, it's still over. I mean, hell, I'd love to see this Bulls team try to do that. 111, 86 Hornets over Raptors. Yeah, I'm really happy to see that, honestly. I'm shocked the Raptors lost that game, but hey, man, this is good to see. So, Hornets, 2 games behind us, man. Watching the tank, yeah. Want to see Giannis and Wemby front court? I also want to see that, man. I think that you're able to do that sort of trade without giving up Fox. I know that some people are thinking about giving up Fox, but I think you can do it without giving up Fox. But I would love to see it. I think that backcourt would be disgusting, or sorry, that front court would be disgusting. I think it'd be fun. So, do I think they beat OKC? No, but I think they'll give them a hell of a shot, and they'll have probably at least 2 to 3 years together of it. So. Pretty sure betting the Bull can shoot better than Paul, brother. Patrick Williams is so terrible. He got to 33% tonight, so where exactly he landed in November, where he shot 33% in November, for God's sake. Bro, I don't know what Billy's doing. Billy Donovan started Patrick Williams to start the second half, and I was just like, what? Like, why? I don't understand why. I don't know why it's not here, but you can see he's in the start the second half. Like, Julian Phillips did just fine, in my opinion. Like, I don't expect much from Julian Phillips, but he's actually been all right. He'll give me some rebounds. He'll get an offensive rebound here and there. I think Julian Phillips has been honestly all right. Again, it's nothing spectacular or anything, but I'm just I'd rather have Julian Phillips out there than Patrick Williams out there. And I'm just how the hell did Julian Phillips still find a way to out-rebound Patrick Williams? And P. Will had 4 more minutes than he did. And P. Will had more fouls than Julian Phillips significantly. I don't understand how this is possible. Somehow Patrick Williams, when he was out there, was a negative 27 tonight, which is just ridiculous. I don't know how this is possible from him. But Emmanuel Miller was better than Patrick Williams in this game, in my opinion. And Miller got 7 minutes, and P. Will got 26 for some stupid reason. Billy Donovan, once again, for everybody that is doesn't want to blame Billy. And yes, the reason why this Bulls team is bad is not because of Billy Donovan solely, okay? But to people that are defending Billy from being he's making all the right decisions or whatever, this team just sucks and they're not listening to him. This decision to start Patrick Williams to start the second half was a flat-out disgustingly bad decision. If you're actually trying to win the game, which, hey, you know what? I'm not sure if he is right now. And if Billy Donovan's on the tank train, hey, good job. But if you're really trying to win the game, then starting Patrick Williams over Julian Phillips in the second half is a horrific decision. That is just an awful decision. Don't understand that whatsoever. But Donovan also, he had a few other things that could be, a little bit critical of. But, I'll be quiet about it tonight. But, man, this is disgusting. Bad defense all around. Patrick Williams still can't find a way to play basketball effectively. Emmanuel Miller was more effective tonight than he was, and he got 7 minutes somehow. So, would like to see more Emmanuel Miller moving forward. Less Patrick Williams, obviously. I even tweeted out during the game that I think Emmanuel Miller should just take Patrick Williams' minutes, because I would much rather just watch Miller play than P. Will at this point. DT was okay. He didn't have the best game. He had some decent moments, but he was okay. Kobe had a good second quarter, but that was kind of it. He kind of had that little run near the end of the third quarter, but then he got taken out and everything. So, but not the best game overall from him. Defensively, it wasn't great. Giddey was just flat out awful on both ends. I'm sorry. This is unfortunately one of those games with me. I understand Giddey's been our best player all season long, but this is unacceptable, man. Again, this is one of the worst teams in the league you're facing, and you found a way to only go 2 of 9 from the field, have 5 turnovers, and played terrible defense. So, not loving that from Giddey. This is unacceptable. I can't have this. And main ball handler. People wonder why the offense doesn't look too great, and I'm like, well, when your main ball handler isn't looking to score really, it's kind of hard for the offense to kind of get going. And also when the surrounding pieces are heavily reliant on that main ball handler to kind of do things, it's well, what you kind of get when Giddey can't get it going, and I just don't know why he was just trying to foul bait all game long. And I'm just just go look to score. Go look to put the ball in the basket, bro. Stop trying to draw the foul, because you're not going to get the call tonight. He tried to draw the foul multiple times in the first quarter, and he didn't get it. And I'm like, okay, well, you now know. Don't do that anymore, because they're not giving it to you. And he still tried to do it in the second half, and he just kept missing the shot. I'm like, brother, just go try to score the basket. What are we doing trying to foul bait out here? Just go score the basket, man. Stop trying to get contact, just score. Which it's really just confusing to me because it's just like you've been able to score 20 all season long, and then like this game happens. I'm like, Jesus, man. So once again, though, I'm just like, why wasn't the ball in Buzelis' hands more? Like, Giddey is sucking tonight. Just give it to Buzelis, and we'll find a ways to, you know, get him more involved, because clearly he's looking to score tonight, and he's actually like driving to the rim with intent instead of trying to just get fouls. And hey, look, he had 9 free throws tonight. Look at that. Like, it's incredible what happens when the ball is given to Buzelis, man. Billy should go into Kentucky once he didn't really fire Fox. I mean, honestly, Billy should just go back to college. I just like this guy that this guy is honestly just he's just not been a good coach at all. Like, I'm sorry. For a lot of people defending him, I'm sorry for your own mental, but I can't find a way to defend Billy at this point. Absolutely flat out terrible decisions throughout most of the season, but if he is actually trying to tank, if Billy's actually trying to tank here, hey, good job. Like, you're making some good decisions then to actively tank and not make it look like a tank. But when it comes to it, I'm assuming, because the front office continues to say that they're trying to win and everything, and Billy is trying to say like they're trying to win. Well, like, that means that they're actively looking to try to like win these games, and he's deciding to start Patrick Williams over Julian Phillips in the second half. I'm just like, what? Like, listen, man, I'm not saying that Julian Phillips is like significantly better by any means, but Patrick is just so bad that like you're starting him. Like, what are we doing? Like, I don't want Patrick Williams guarding Pascal Siakam. He hasn't been able to guard him his entire career. Like, don't put him on them. Like, I'd rather Phillips just be out there and have him guard Siakam, or have Buzelis guard Siakam, which I think Buzelis did honestly pretty decent against Siakam tonight when he had the limited amount of opportunities to guard him. But instead, right now, we're going to start P. Will, and he starts the second half with a foul on a turnaround fadeaway shot, which is just like, are you kidding me? Like, Jesus, man. Like, like, Patrick, come on. I honestly don't understand some of the decisions. So, Billy continues just to make baffling decisions. There was a comment given to me in MC Season, who sometimes checks into this channel, but he was like, what's up with all the ISO ball tonight? And I'm like, I actually don't think it's ISO ball. I don't know what you guys think, but I don't think the Bulls really ran that much ISO tonight, if any. If there was any ISO ball, it was Kobe White, like a little bit when he was kind of doing his little bit of runs, but I would argue that the Bulls weren't isolating tonight. I would argue that the Bulls were driving hard tonight, but they couldn't find a way to effectively get past their man consistently. And this goes for everybody with the ball, right? Therefore, it would lead to just kind of terrible possessions. So you're just kind of watching guys just try to run into like a brick wall, basically. And this Bulls team is heavily reliant on everybody being able to drive at any given moment, and the Pacers actually have decent defenders out there, or even good defenders out there, like in Nembhard. And we saw that the Bulls couldn't effectively get past these guys, and then if they did it, they ran to Jay Huff, like, who had, 5 blocks tonight or whatever it was. So I don't think the Bulls honestly isolated tonight, and so like people are like looking like, oh, like 21 assists, they didn't move the ball well enough, honestly, where it's just like, no. Like, I think that the Bulls were just driving into brick walls tonight because they're just so bad overall at the basketball, and the player movement is not enough to make up for your lack of talent. Therefore, it ends up looking like, oh, it's like iso ball tonight, when it's instead the Pacers are switching everything when they want to, and the Bulls are trying to take advantage of certain matchups when they can, and it's not going anywhere. And if you're facing a team that is able to switch things, it limits your pick and roll abilities, and that's where you end up looking like it looks like iso ball. But instead, you're just trying to drive, but it's just not going anywhere. So I personally just don't think that there was much iso ball tonight. I think that the Bulls were still trying to run their typical offense and still try to play fast, but they kept having too many turnovers in just these certain moments. And when they did try to drive, it just was like bad driving because the guys are not talented enough. So I just disagree with that overall statement of like, yeah, it was iso ball tonight. No, I just think that the Bulls offense is just bad. Lack of talent is showing. Bulls have consistently been a team that like has gone to the paint this season, and they weren't able to do that tonight because the Pacers stayed in front of their man, and if you got past them, you ran into Jay Huff. So if there's ever something that the Bulls should be replicating when it comes to the Pacers, it should not be thinking that Josh Giddey is Tyrese Halliburton, because if that was the case, then this Bulls team should be probably beating this 2025-26 Pacers team if they're going to actually try to be the 2024-25 Pacers team. But they should be trying to replicate, though, what the Pacers have in terms of their defense, which is that you have guys who can be effective on the offensive end, but also be solidly good defenders at their position and can guard many positions. And you have a rim protector out here who is very solid at rim protecting without fouling too much. Like, that's what they should be replicating. Instead, though, I'm hearing that Josh Giddey's Tyrese Halliburton, and I'm just like, no, he's not. And we're not a Pascal Siakam away from this team becoming a contender. We are miles and miles and miles away from this team being anywhere close to the 2024-25 Indiana Pacers who made the run to the finals. If you're wondering, yes, I did just steal something from Caitlin Cooper, who had an absolute banger tweet at the end of this game. If you don't know who Caitlin Cooper is, she covers the Pacers. And she decided to tweet this out, and it is absolutely just a perfect tweet possible. And so I'm literally gonna just be giving this in chat just so that everyone can just go, like, if you have Twitter, go like this tweet, because this is like a perfect tweet overall. Because you know, we've been hearing the rumors of everything that the Bulls think that they're gonna try to replicate the 2024-25 Pacers, right? Well, like I just said, and how she said it in this tweet, they should probably be beating the 2025-26 Pacers when they don't have Tyrese Halliburton playing all season long, and the team overall is garbage. Like, the Pacers have sucked all season long. If the Bulls are going to be this team, well, you got to beat this team then. And guess what? The Bulls have not beaten the Pacers yet this season. Therefore, there is no way in hell you're going to be able to replicate the 2024-25 Pacers when you can't even beat the team without Tyrese Halliburton playing. Sorry, it's just not possible. So, yes, I am absolutely shitting on this team tonight, and don't worry, I have skipped film breakdown recently for these past couple of streams because, you know, there's copyright, but I don't even care about copyright tonight. I am ready to show you guys just how terrible the Bulls defense is, and we all see it consistently, but it's time to go ahead and start flaming guys again, because I cannot stand to see these terrible overall defensive miscues that continue to happen every single game from the same players, and they act as if they're trying to fix it all, but very clearly it's not being fixed. So we are going to be going through the film tonight and just showing terrible defensive play after terrible defensive play after terrible defensive play and calling out everybody. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care if you're supposed to be the best player on this team. Be better defensively. Just try. And we haven't seen that so far, so we will continue to shit on this team when it comes to that. It was seriously a tank commander. That has to be why he's still on the roster. Yeah, that might honestly be why. And so if the Bulls are actually trying to tank, which I have no faith that they're doing, but if they are actually trying to tank, then yeah, play Patrick Williams like as much as possible. Which, yeah, I guess I wouldn't really mind that either, because I do want to lose games here. But don't play him instead of Buzelis. Like, Buzelis needs to get the most minutes possible here. I mean, yeah, he's just been terrible, and I think the Bulls are trying to win. So, to see that he's playing like this and the Bulls are trying to win is just like, ugh. Bulls are running the motion offense minus the motion, but anytime they try to get like passes or something like that, they turn it over, or they think they have a drive, they turn it over. It's like, think you have a drive, you miss a layup. Like, the Bulls are so terrible around the rim tonight, and you know, everybody kind of was part of that, but when your main ball handler has a big issue finishing around the rim, it doesn't help overall. I still want to apply the Bulls are getting out of the way to create space for one-on-one offense. And yeah, they weren't. Yeah, that is a Shenzhen Leopard. Yeah, brother, I don't even know what to say at this point when it comes to Pat. It is so terrible when it comes to Patrick Williams. Let's just see here. I'm interested, honestly. Oh, this is just the third quarter. Okay, let's look. And I'm seeing a lot of X's here. I mean, I can't. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'm able to. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, are we okay? We're actually able, oh my goodness! Wow, this is insane, y'all. Yikes, man! The Bulls shot 14-25 at the rim tonight and 4-12 from the non-restricted paint area. Holy crap, man! What a terrible team. This team cannot find a way to finish around the rim effectively. we were so terrible in the paint that we shot 56% in the restricted area tonight. League average is 66%, by the way. We shot 4-12 from the non-restricted area of the paint, and the league average is 44%. So I don't know if you guys are able to see this or not, but it's just, that is so terrible. Yeah, man, what a freaking just terrible team. Oh wow, we are flat out disgusting. Yeah, I'm ready just to go into the film tonight and just start just shitting on this team again, because, bro, I'm sorry, y'all. I just cannot believe that there were people in my chat earlier this season and were like, yo, see, I told you this team's gonna be good. Like, yeah, that lasted just in October. By the way, there are a ton of Bulls content creators that have been adamant that this Bulls team is supposed to be like incredible this season, and I'm like, oh my god. Wow. Oh wait, we should request trades of contending teams. I think that they're going to at some point if this continues. But I don't know. So Kobe, I think I could see a world where he doesn't, because there's an actual world with Kobe that he might want to stay on the Bulls' good side right now, because it would give him the best chance to get paid. And I'm sorry, like, just this way that the season's going, and like the season, you know, it's not all because of Kobe of why this team sucks. Like, this team has shown issues of sucking before Kobe even got back and he returned. But like, the unfortunate part is just that Kobe, when he has played, I just, like, you know, I see the offensive ability. It's just that it's not superstar or all-star level offense, unfortunately. And I think it's just because I hate this core so much that I'm already just like, yeah, I'm ready to move on. So I think I'm honestly just like I know I said, like, let's give it like 15 to 20 games with him and like kind of see how him and Giddey would play. But I think I'm just so done with this team already, of like knowing that both Giddey and Kobe are already bad defenders, that I'm like, no, like, if you're keeping Giddey, Kobe just has to go. So I personally, I agree though. I think that if this continues, I think that Kobe needs to request a trade. But I don't know. I don't know what exactly his plan is, because like he might be trying to use the Bulls as leverage to try to get paid more. I'm really not looking to pay Kobe right now. Like, I honestly, like, I mean, like, don't get me wrong, Giddey's been good this season. I'm just like, man, I kind of wish it was just like completely empty salary books, but I understand that's not how it ever goes in the NBA. But yeah, God, man, I despise this core so much that I'm just like, yeah, move on when you can, please. All we can do is mock this team and laugh at them, pretty much, man. It is definitely going to be, again, like, these streams, as this continues, is going to just be the same stuff over and over again. But hey, man, I'm here. But like I said, though, in previous streams, I'm going to be making these a little bit shorter, because again, this is just terrible. Just keep watching and keep talking about it, because I understand that if you don't want to talk about this team, I don't blame you. I mean, hell, who would? This team is just so bad. Yeah, man, this is flat out awful. Other parts of this game that I do want to just kind of hint on. So again, just to point out what happened in the first quarter. Okay, like this team was just so, like, this team pisses me off so much. For reference, the Pacers in the first quarter here, they couldn't hit a 3-point shot for their lives. Okay, now they got, as you see here, a ton of points in the paint. Like, this is unacceptable by the Bulls here. But they couldn't get it going early. Like, they were missing all their threes early, and it was just like, oh, I mean, like, hey, like, better start, I guess, for the Bulls. But Bulls won the quarter, only quarter that they won in this game, as you see here. Then it just continued, it was just bad defense. Like, it was the paint early on, and then the Bulls are then all of a sudden so worried about the paint that, oh, hey, the threes start falling, and oh, it continues to fall, right? The threes just keep hitting our heads, and it just shows how bad defensively this team continues to be. But again, start of this game, the Pacers can hit a shot, and then near the second half of the first quarter, they just were able to find ways to just get right to the rim, which is not shocking. This Bulls defense is a wet paper towel. And we saw in this game, throughout most of the entire game, that Siakam is a perfect example of how good it is to have a player that can take advantage of a one-on-one matchup at any given moment. Okay? The Pacers, when Siakam was out there for most of the time, they were basically trying to find a way to get him the ball without, like, having, like, the main defender of the Bulls threw at him, like, on him, right? So we saw him post up Giddey a couple times, or we saw him post up Dalen Terry multiple times, or we saw, like, you know, we saw him, like, just get many different guys, like Vucevic, and even onto him at one point. Like, that's what having a guy that can isolate and effectively take advantage of a one-on-one matchup does to a defense, is that all of a sudden now we can't allow that. We can switch it, right, and we think we're fine, but Dalen Terry's too small, right, against Pascal Siakam, and then we're all of a sudden the defense is so scared about that one-on-one matchups that his gravity is pulling defenders over that it just opens up other people, right? And we saw a lot of good ball movement from the Pacers in this game, and it was because of certain guys like Mathurin, Nembhard, or Siakam just driving hard or using their mismatch and collapsing the defense, and it was effective against this Bulls defense tonight in many different ways, especially from the three-point line in the second half. So it just shows, again, like if you think that this Bulls team is going to be winning through just pure like ball movement's going to make up for lack of talent, or we're going to be doing like a pass first offense and like everybody eats, I'm just like, listen, I'm sorry, this is the team that was full of depth and was like the idea of depth last season, and they still had Tyrese Halliburton as their go-to guy and Pascal Siakam who could just take advantage of anybody one-on-one. Like, the Bulls need talent, and so once again, it's me advocating for the tank, because you need to find a way to get your better odds here so you can get someone pretty solid in the draft right now. Guys, holy shit, man, does this Bulls team lack talent. I'm hoping this guy can find a way to like put up these numbers consistently every night on good efficiency and not as many turnovers, but you can't rely on that, right? You need to go out there and actually be solid in terms of having a guy that can go and effectively take advantage of one-on-one opportunities. And right now, the best guy that is able to do that maybe is this guy, but it's not that great. So it's definitely not this guy. So Bulls are lacking in a ton of areas right now, and it is absolutely frustrating just to see. And yet this Bulls team trying to win for some reason, which is just Bulls made a little bit of run in that third quarter, but that was after the Pacers went on an insane run earlier in the quarter, right? We saw that the Pacers just like, I wish I could show like the flow charts easier, but we see here basically this is just leads where the Pacers early on they were on an insane run. Then the Bulls, they got it kind of going. Like, they took out Giddey, they put Kobe at point, they put Zach Collins in, so no Vucevic, and like it was honestly okay, at least defensively. It was kind of reliant on Kobe kind of scoring a lot, but it was kind of okay. So I don't know if we might see a little bit more of that where like Kobe's at point and we just run a bunch of defensive guys out there, especially with Collins being back. But it got us kind of back in the game, but it was just too big of a hole that the Bulls dug themselves into at this point, that then the Bulls went on like a 20-4 run, and it still didn't matter because the Bulls still gave up too much earlier on in the quarter, and just throughout the game it's just bad overall defense. So yeah, it didn't matter at the end of the day. The Bulls still end up losing by 15, which is not shocking. And so I mean, yeah, we cut it to 6 or whatever it was, but it didn't end up mattering at the end of the day. So once again, good stuff from Buzelis. We got to see more of him. Good second quarter from Kobe, but it wasn't really that much better after, except for that little third quarter run. Not the best first quarter from him though. Vucevic was just not engaged, not enough rebounding from him. Just flat out awful game from Giddey. Giddey didn't score his 5th point until like the last seconds of the first half. And 5 turnovers for him. He started the game with a turnover, this is just unacceptable from him. If you're gonna be the main ball handler, man, this just can't happen. And also, he's not in a second year like Buzelis is. Like, this is unacceptable from Josh Giddey tonight. Again, one of the worst teams in the league in the Pacers. So bad tonight. Good to see Zach Collins was back. Picked up a lot of fouls though, and he was all right. Nothing too great from Zach Collins tonight, but he was okay. We'll see how he's gonna kind of progress along, and we'll see what his minutes are gonna be like once he's kind of full up to speed. Decent job from DT tonight. He got 3 steals, but for 4 turnovers, which a lot of those turnovers were very, very bad overall, man. Wish we saw more of Emmanuel Miller. I thought him and Phillips kind of actually gave some value on the court tonight. So nothing really much else to say besides Siakam just destroyed. Huff destroyed us defensively. Mathurin just got whatever he wanted. Nembhard got it going easily. Look at the steals, man. I mean, 13 steals for the Indiana Pacers tonight. That is insane work by them. Good job. Billy isn't coaching this team to their strengths, depending on too many three-point plays. Yeah, I even disagree with that. I think that Billy is trying to make up for their lack of talent with on-ball movement. However, I think that Billy has been extremely ineffective when it comes to the play calling specifically. Like, he's posting up Vooch too much, even in this game, where like the post ups kind of worked tonight, but I was just confused why the Pacers were even doubling Vooch in the post. Like, Jay Huff is a fine defender in the post, and they were doubling him, and it led to open threes for the Bulls tonight, which is just like, why? Like, that's not, that doesn't make any sense. Like, if you're the Pacers, you're just doing a disservice to yourself doing that. Like, you might as well just let Vooch try to shoot in the post, and he missed multiple hook shots tonight in the post tonight. So I don't know, that was weird. But I think that Billy has been adamant about trying to attack the paint for most of the season, and that is where the Bulls' strength lies. However, you know, when they actually face like a decent defensive team, you can see it's much harder. And so I think the Bulls are actually kind of playing to their strengths at least a little bit on offense. It's not always perfect though. Like, posting up Vooch is ridiculous. That's just an insane decision. But you know, trying to find more shots for Buzelis definitely could be possible. And not running pick and rolls with this guy constantly would also help. I would agree with that when it comes to that, Woodridge. I would agree with you in that. Thoughts on the Zion trade rumors? I did see that. I don't understand that at all still. Makes no sense to me whatsoever. This team is lost. Like, there is nothing that can save this team besides maybe Michael Jordan and Victor Wembanyama coming onto the team at the same time. So I don't think that there's any reason to be even looking for a Zion trade unless, okay, this is the big unless for some reason the Pelicans are just stupid and Joe Dumars has made some weird moves. But like, if they're willing just to kind of dump Zion, and like they'll give us some draft capital as well just to take on Zion's contract, which wouldn't make any sense because they have a clause in Zion's contract that if he doesn't play a certain amount of games, then there's only a certain amount of money guaranteed moving forward for Zion. So like, they can just waive him and not really have much repercussions to it. But if they're just hell bent on just like dumping his contract and, well, you know, they're willing to add in a pick or something alongside of it, sure, I'll take Zion and I'll take his just salary dump and I'll take a pick out of it, sure. That's the only way I'm taking Zion Williamson. There is no way I'm trading for Zion at this point. I'm not giving up a first round pick. I am not giving up any of my expirings. Like, there's just no way. And I'm definitely not giving up Buzelis, if you think that's even a thought. But yeah, there's no way I'm giving up Buzelis. So I think it's just utterly ridiculous if they're even thinking about trading for Zion as a win now move. And I hope that they continue losing so that they're less what's the word I'm trying to think about? They're less tempted to try to trade for Zion then. George of the Jungle, mock and laugh, Ryan. Yeah. Start clowning them more or less. I mean, both, I think. Go on time, it's debating to build a house with either a brick or where the foundation is built on quicksand. Oh my god, yeah. The talk for this team over the last few years was the heart and effort they put in. This team makes me miss the 04-05 squad where they start 0-9 but end up with the third best record in the East at the end. I mean, yeah, you're definitely not seeing the effort, but you're also, there's a lack of effort because the guys that they have don't have any physical tools to be good defensively besides maybe Buzelis and Asenge, right? And yeah, like, there's Dalen Terry should be better defensively than he is, but he's just like, he just hasn't really developed, right? He was all right tonight, but we could definitely see more from him. Patrick Williams should be better than he is, but he's too slow. You know, Julian Phillips could also probably be better than he is, but he's too thin. Like, the guys that we think could be better defensively, they're missing something usually. And it's harder to be better defensively, especially when you don't have the physical tools. And all the guys that are getting a lot of minutes, like in Giddey and Kobe, they're just bad defensively overall. They don't try, and they don't have any physical tools to help their defensive effort. Like, Giddey's small wingspan, Kobe small wingspan, small body. Like, it's not gonna help, right? And add along Vucevic, and it's just terrible defense all around. So I do agree, though. I wish that this team had a much better defensive foundation because I would feel a lot better about this team moving forward. But yeah, this is what you're unfortunately gonna get with a Kobe Giddey backcourt. It's just how it's gonna go. Your team is just not gonna be that good defensively, and it's gonna suck. So yeah, I don't think it'd be a win now move. I think they let him get healthy for next year. So if you're trading a first round pick for Zion Williamson right now, okay, then you're sacrificing a year of Zion. I don't think that's worth it whatsoever. Like, even if you're like thinking that, yeah, it won't make it win now, but like, I'm assuming you're giving up a pick in that deal. And so you're giving up a pick for just to sit Zion Williamson for a year. So that's another year just knocked off his contract. And you're just like, yep, we're going to play him next season, which is just like, no, let's not do that. Like, I don't think it's worth it whatsoever. I'm not giving up a pick for him because I'd much rather keep the pick for a team that is absolutely flat out disgusting right now. This team needs to just build through the draft instead of trying to go and get a win now guy. And just waiting around for Zion, at least in my opinion, still is a win now move. Like, I think that Zion, unfortunately, like, he's less of a win now move than maybe AD is, but I think that Zion also has a timer on him because his game is not going to age well. And, you know, he's not getting any younger. The injuries keep hitting him. So I think it's just absolutely just not the proper move to do whatsoever. There's just many other things I'd rather do. If it's going to be a win now move, then you better go do something else than trade for Zion or trade for Anthony Davis. Like, you gotta find different things to go do, and also go get someone that actually can play defense. Zion doesn't play defense. Like, I don't want him on the team. He also makes the team shorter. Pat minus 27 law, bro's professional grade. Oh, bro, Patrick, I legit started this stream box by saying not only is I'm gonna steal what Dave says from CHGO. Not only is Patrick Williams ass, this team is ass, bro. But Patrick Williams, holy crap, man! Like, this is just horrible. This is disgustingly bad from Pat, man. Comment to all the same thing last game, but I'm gonna comment again. This is a new low. It definitely feels like a new low again, and this is after that Brooklyn terrible loss. Yeah, I don't blame you. Go through the draft with AK at the hub sounds awful. Oh, I agree. Nothing sounds good, right? But do you, like, people tell me like, oh, well, we don't trust AK to build through the draft because his draft picks have been bad. Therefore, he should try to trade. Okay, let's go through the trades that AK has done in his tenure. Okay, he traded 2 first-round picks for Nikola Vucevic. Okay, he traded Lonzo Ball for Isaac Okoro. He traded Alex Caruso for Josh Giddey. All of them have been L's. Those are all L's when it comes to Arturas Karnisovas and his trades. Those were all L's, okay? That's not even to mention that the Daniel Gafford trade, right? That was also an L, okay? Like, the trades from AK aren't any better, right? And free agency has been the one thing that he's been able to do effectively, but nobody's coming in free agency right now, okay? We got Lonzo and DeMar DeRozan in free agency, okay? And Caruso. So that's the one thing that he's done successfully, if he's done anything successfully, which he hasn't. But like, I just say, I'm like, listen, if you're basically picking, like, it's basically pick your poison, right? And I would much rather the Bulls just try to build through the draft versus you trying to go and try to win now and try to make some moves to try to make this team better, okay? Like, there's no reason for the Bulls to try to make any of these moves right now. And instead of like, oh, well, AK's gonna be making our picks, like, the trades from AK have not been good either. Like, I don't know why people want to think that, oh, it's going to be fine that we'd rather AK trade versus AK try to build through the draft. I'm like, they're both bad. So I'd rather pick the option where we actually decide to actually rebuild for once versus us trying to just to retool. That's the reason why it's like, no, you pick the draft. You don't pick the option that AK's already failed at already. I don't want to see that. This shit's embarrassing for how pathetic this team has been the last 7-8 years. This actually might be rock bottom. Oh, I think it is. I think this is officially rock bottom in the past decade, easily. Yeah, I guess last 7-8 years basically, because that was when the rebuild hit. But yeah, this has been definitely rock bottom for sure, 1,000,000%. This is rock bottom in the last 7-8 years, and that is saying something because we were absolutely disgusted when it came to the Gar Pax regime. And hey, they also had the same issue with AK of just that when they decided to do the rebuild, or this is not a rebuild for AK, but when they decided to rebuild, they only had their own picks, which is stupid as fuck. Like, you can't only have your own pick in a rebuild. It's just not going to work. But, you know, that's basically what they decided to do. But we were discussing with them, and here we are, and it's seemingly worse somehow. They're 1-7 their last seven with 6 of those games against the bottom of the league, and the one was a fucking 1-point comeback against the shitty Wizards. Yep. Every team that we've lost to, besides the Orlando Magic, had 4 wins or less when we faced them, and we lost all of them. So, except for the Wizards, who we got, like you just said, we won by 1 point. It is rock bottom This team is one of the worst teams in the league. That's just how it is. So why not go tank? Proper thing to do. The fact that Billy hasn't been fired yet is the reason this team will never go anywhere. This is unacceptable for your GM or owner who actually cares about putting a winning product out there. No, I agree. Like, yeah, it shows that there's no accountability throughout the entire organization. And we're still here trying to figure out, like, what your relationship with Billy is still good. Like, wow. I mean, yeah, I guess it makes sense. You just got extended, but holy shit, you're supposed to be winning this season and you're losing. So, I don't know how exactly this is supposed to just suddenly turn around and, like, Billy is, like, totally fine in all of this, but he's not been good either. So, again, it's the reason why the team is bad is not fully his fault, but he's been not a good coach this season for sure. And it really doesn't look too great when the team is not playing any defense. So, this is definitely also on him a bit. AK draft picks equals bad, AK trades equals bad, AK free agency equals bad. Yeah, it's all bad. So, if I had to pick one, I'm picking the draft because it's the least overall. It's the least risky in terms of, like, if you make these picks in the draft, like, there's not gonna be, like, some sort of major consequence to it, unless obviously, like, you pick number one and you draft a bust, right? But hey, you're already gonna be bad anyway. You'll be back into the lottery again next season if that's the case, and you're gonna hope for lottery luck again. Like, it's just, without the ability to have all the depend on extra picks as a team, you're in such a hole that your only hope is lottery luck. So you might as well just be bad. Like, might as well increase the odds. It can't hurt. Like, you're already in a shitty spot, so you winning games is nothing for you. So just go be bad. They can just just awful with anything. Yeah, he's been awful with everything. He has just flat out been disgustingly bad with everything, and he's done enough just to make sure the fans are engaged enough to go to games. So Reinsdorf's fine. He's letting off that one off season, hasn't done anything else outside of that. Yep. Rebuild with AK making decisions. Good luck with that. Lol. Retool with AK making decisions. Yep. You have to fire AK plus B was AKME plus Billy Donovan first. You don't let those clowns get another shot at this. Oh, I mean, listen. Yeah, that's what we should do. Is it actually going to be happening? Like, I mean, brother, we've been calling for everybody in this Bulls organization, from the Reinsdorfs to sell the team to then fire everybody down below. Like, yeah, that's what they should be doing, and we are going to continue calling for that until this eventually does happen. But it's not going to happen right now, right? So what the front office can at least do is get their heads out of their asses and can actually go and decide to rebuild instead of just trying to pound their head against the wall and be like, no, this is still a good team. Like, why make it worse when you don't have to already? It's already shit. Like, don't make it worse. You can just go be bad for the rest of the season, admit your failure, admit that you built a shitty team, right? And just go and decide to just be bad. Go and try to get the first overall pick. Like, that is a totally fine thing right now for you to do. But my biggest concern, and I think that it's going to happen, they're going to think, no, we're fine. So, like I said, like, they're not going to get fired anytime soon, but the least that they can do is get their heads out of their asses and actually come to the realization that, yeah, this team is terrible. So, that the case, then, all right, let's go ahead and try to be bad and admit your failures. Reinsdorf won't let him rebuild, though, I think, and I don't think he wants to either. I sure, but it's their job to convince Reinsdorf that it's worth it. They'll still get enough ticket sales that they'll make money at the end of the year. Even in a rebuilding season, they're still going to get enough ticket sales, so they'll be fine. Now he's here for at least another 3 years. Yep, and he's going right into the front office after that contract's over, probably. The way they fire him after he was extended. Oh, they're definitely not going to. I agree. I'm just saying, though, that this is what should be happening, and Box is absolutely right that, like, we should be saying this, but yeah, I agree. It's not going to happen, but with that being the case, well, the least you could do is make the right decisions right now if you're going to still be employed by the Chicago Bulls. AKA would have chose Nurkic over Jokic. I mean, I guess I don't know exactly how that would have worked out, but I don't think he technically did. I think he chose Jokic over Nurkic eventually. You're not interested in running a young core order to get Giannis. Imagine the level of delusion someone needs to have to dispute that BS. I don't believe that report personally. Now, if that was what was said, that's ridiculous. Because, like, yeah, I would trade this entire core away immediately for Giannis, right? This entire core is significantly less valuable than Giannis alone. I don't believe that report though. I think that is just an absolute just bullshit report just to get clicks. But if that was actually what was said, then there's a serious issue. However, I did say earlier, the Bulls can offer their entire roster and all their picks, and I still don't think that they have the best overall package for Giannis. And the teams that are contending right now have a better package for Giannis than the Bulls do. So it wouldn't have mattered anyway. But if that saying is actually true, then they're in insane levels of just stupidity that is unfathomable at this point. To trade the guys to get picks, how hard is that? Oh, I mean, it seems extremely difficult for this Bulls front office, yeah. Someone creates our ownership that AK was the one doing the work in Denver instead of Tim Connolly. I mean, Tim Connolly also wasn't that smart, I don't think. I think that they definitely kind of lucked in some moves, though. But, yeah, I obviously, Tim Connolly was more in charge, yeah. But have you met her front? No, I mean, I can believe it. I just don't think that person who is like from Wisconsin, like, got that information and he's not a credible source. Like, I'm just gonna be legit about it and just be like, okay, well, it didn't come from Shams, it didn't come from Chris Haynes, it didn't come from Mark Stein, okay, it didn't come from Jake Fisher. So I'm like, all right, I just don't believe you at all. Like, this is a no-name person that said that went on the radio and said such a thing, and I'm just like, okay, well, I don't believe you. Like, all right, cool, whatever. Now, could I believe that the front office actually does believe this? Yeah, but I don't think that they actually got told from the front office that they did so, because this Bulls front office has been quiet their entire time here. So why would they just say that to some random person? That makes no sense to me. At this point, there is nothing they can do that will surprise me. No, I agree. I think that they could go and make the worst decision possible tomorrow, and it wouldn't shock me. Not to show you superstar in Chicago. They would if it's the best package in return. Like, Milwaukee doesn't care about like the whole rivalry or whatever. Like, they don't care about that. If they're trading Giannis and the Bulls offer the best package, then they'll accept the Bulls package. That doesn't matter to them. Like, they need to do what's best for the organization. They got to make sure that they get the best return for Giannis if they decide to trade him, which I don't think they're going to. I think that they'll be smart just to keep him around. I think right now, at least, is like for this season, it doesn't make any sense to trade him. Now, I could definitely understand it next season, when the off season though, when there's just a little more flexibility for the teams. But right now, I just think that it's a little bit tough right now because there's a lot of teams locked into certain rosters. There's not a lot of overall cap space, but there is trade exceptions for teams to kind of work with, like the Jazz and like the Brooklyn Nets, for example. So there's ways. It's going to be difficult, I think. Bulls would have to pay a premium. Oh, they would have to trade everybody. Like, the Bulls would have to trade Giddey, Buzelis, and all their first and trades and swaps to get Giannis. Like, I think that alone is not even enough, though, because again, I've listed teams out for already, but again, Spurs, I think they have the best overall package they can offer. For Giannis, like, you have Castle, you have Harper, like you have, you can even offer like Sohan, for example. They have Vassell, they have all these tradable contracts and they're like actual like quality guys, plus then picks to offer. Now, they did obviously spend some picks in that Fox deal, but it wasn't honestly like that detrimental to them. Like, they could still offer some picks. I think Houston has a very good shot at getting him. You'd have to trade Fred VanVleet, but it would be like Alvin Thompson, it'd be Tari Easton, it'd be Jabari Smith Jr., okay? I don't know about y'all, but like, I'm picking that over this Bulls current core easily. And hey, the Rockets are winning right now. Makes a lot of sense. Detroit, I think, has a insane package to offer. You offer basically Tobias Harris. You need some other salary filler, so you might offer Duncan Robinson, but then you offer Jaden Ivey and Oscar Thompson, like Ron Holland. Like, there's just guys upon guys that you can offer in the trade. Again, did not give up Cade Cunningham or Jalen Duren in that deal. And oh, by the way, Detroit has all their first round picks and they have 8 billion second round picks. And then I think Atlanta, like, I think initially a lot of people were thinking that if a Giannis deal would ever happen, it would involve Jalen Johnson. Well, if in my opinion now, Atlanta has one of the best picks in the league because they own that New Orleans pick right now. So that's going to be very enticing to Milwaukee if they decide to trade Giannis. But I think Atlanta is going to be keeping Jalen Johnson now. What they instead would do is that they would trade Trae Young, and they would send that New Orleans pick to the Bucks, which is extremely valuable right now because, again, that's going to be right now at this moment in time, it's guaranteed top 6. And you'd offer, other stuff that they can offer off that roster. Like, they could offer Risa Shea, like that, again, another guy, right? They have many other picks that they can still offer. They do have one pick still going to San Antonio, though. And they're fine. Like, the Bucks then, like, what they do with this, like, you get, like, that massively important pick from New Orleans. But then you got Trae Young in return, and then you're going to look to try to flip Trae Young later. So, that's how they'll maximize that return for Giannis instead. All those things that I have listed, all those trades that I have listed, I think all those trades are better than what the Bulls can offer right now. Okay? Like, again, I'm assuming this is just me assuming that you offer Buzelis, you offer Giddey, you offer all your firsts, and all the swaps. Like, I'm taking that Atlanta deal, I'm taking that Detroit deal, I'm taking that Rockets deal, I'm taking that Spurs deal. Like, and there's even more teams that have like kind of talked about getting in on the mix, but those to me are the teams that are heavily favored right now to go after Giannis if they decide to go after him right now. Those options open up even more come the offseason, where the Lakers can actually get involved and they can actually find a way to make it like a three-team trade work, and still find a way to send a shit ton of value to Milwaukee and find a way to keep Luka and Reeves and get Giannis over there as well. So it's very doable for many other teams in the offseason, where there's just more assets available, more money available, etc. But again, I'm picking that all over the Bulls because the Bulls can offer all their picks. The Portland pick, the swaps, anything, but like our core just isn't that enticing. Like, I think a lot of people do like Buzelis, but like Giddey's just weird. Like, I don't know how his value is across the league. So yeah, I don't know. That's why I personally look at it. My thing is that the only team that can actually afford to trade for Giannis is OKC. See, I disagree with that. I think that Detroit can trade for him right now, and it'd actually be like worth the Bucks' time, as Detroit would have to give up every single pick, but they can do it right now, and it's actually worth their time. I'm saying is that's not. I mean, yeah, like obviously OKC has all the picks in the world to do such a thing, and they're not gonna go do it. Like, I don't know why they would, but yeah, it is insane to talk about. Are they saying Harper's untouchable? Yeah, so it would be Castle most likely, but right now it seems like the Spurs are just sitting on their asses. They don't want to do the trade because they value Castle and Harper too much. Now, if I'm obviously keeping one of those two, I'm keeping Harper if I could. But if I'm the Milwaukee Bucks, if I'm only getting one of those two, I'm trying to get Harper. So I don't really know how it all work out, but I'm just saying, right? I'm just saying that the Spurs right now, who are currently a winning team, even without Wembanyama playing recently, they have a better Packers than the Bulls can offer right now, and they're winning. Like, it just shows how bad the asset pool is for the Bulls right now, that they suck, and they just suck so bad and don't have enough talent at all, that their best offer to try to get Giannis does not even compare to a team that is right now sitting 15-7 and 5th in the Western Conference. Like, that's how bad the Bulls asset pool is. This is what I've been talking about, is like, this is why I'm concerned with this team, because if you try to find your way out of this sort of area without extra assets, like, I don't know what to tell you. It's going to be really rough. But then also trying just to rebuild without these extra picks, it's like, you're in a shit spot. Like, I don't really know what to do. Giannis to the Thunder, I mean, it'd be crazy to see that, but I don't think we see it. Like, I think for the Thunder, there isn't really much of a reason to do so. They're perfectly fine without him. Like, they're the best team in the league without him. And if they're going to actually try to go and build this dynasty, then training for Giannis and sacrificing some of your salary cap space this season when, like, Holmgren and J-Dub are not even in their rookie extensions yet, like, there's just no reason to do so. Remarkable if you think about the amount of fuckery our front office has pulled off in just 5 years. Yep, we got no significant talent, no assets, nothing to write home about in terms of draft or stocks. Man, that takes a lot of hard work to achieve. Oh, it's insane. this is the reason why I've been saying that you need to tank now, because there's nothing else to do with this team. This team does not have any tradable assets that are enticing. Like, again, this reason why I'm just like, if you try to trade Giddey right now, like, again, I think this is the highest his value is ever going to be. He's on the first year of his 4-year contract, best ball he's played in his career. Like, I'm just saying you might as well, because I'm just like, I don't really see, like, I don't think he's going to be like the main guy, and I don't know what his value is going to be in 2 years if the Bulls end up getting a main guy. Like, you might as well just trade him now, but, you know, people are going to disagree with me on that. But it just shows, like, even Josh Giddey, who many Bulls fans, like, they heavily invest into him, like, around the league, I'm like, I don't think he's that valuable around the league right now. Like, if I'm the Milwaukee Bucks and I'm offered Dylan Harper or Josh Giddey, I'm taking Dylan Harper. It's just how it goes. Okay. If I'm the Milwaukee Bucks, I'm offered Amen Thompson or Josh Giddey, I'm taking Amen Thompson. If I'm the Milwaukee Bucks and I'm offered that Pistons package where it's Jaden Ivey, it's Austin Thompson, or it's Ron Holland or whoever, and their picks, I'm picking that instead of Josh Giddey. Okay. And, you know, you can even add in Buzelis in that equation, and I think that you would still arguably take this Pistons offer. Atlanta, I'm probably taking the pick. Like, they have that pick that the Bulls should have right now, and it's just like, yo, I mean, if you're the Bucks, you might as well take that instead. Like, it's like, again, I'm not trying to knock these guys. I'm just saying that this front office has done such a shit job that we don't have talent on the roster that is enticing anybody. Like, that goes. Yeah, honestly, the Pistons or Thunder league would be in trouble. It would be interesting to see what happens with the Pistons, because, like, it could disrupt their chemistry right now. But I think if you're the Pistons, you gotta try. Yeah. Giannis just feels like a one-team player. Kind of said the Bucks are so bad he wants out. I mean, yeah, I think it's a little bit unwarranted, honestly, because I think, you know, he missed a little bit of time, and yeah, they went on a 7-game losing streak, which, you know, he played in some of those games, but he missed a good part of it. But yeah, it does suck, though. I think that the Bucks have not done good enough job to try to keep him around. I would like to see him just kind of stay there, but I get it. Like, he wants to win, and he's watching all these other teams right now, and they're winning, and it's just like, well, why can't we do that? Like, they don't have, like, they're not spending a lot of money, and they're out there winning right now, so. I don't know how you could be running a basketball team and be so utterly horrible at asset management. It's insane. Yeah, these people are getting paid millions of dollars right now. Reminder to everybody that the front office is getting paid millions of dollars to do this. So, I don't know. I just, once again, accountability needs to be had, and it's just nowhere to be found in this organization. So, speaking of accountability, I made a promise earlier in the stream. We're watching some film tonight, and it is genuinely just tonight. It's just going to be shit on these guys. Like, I'm sorry. I might, this stream might get demonetized for whatever, or copyrighted. I don't care. Like, it's to the level now where I'm just like, all right, well, you guys aren't trying at all, so it's time just to show it here. Like, yeah, I don't stream to hundreds or thousands of viewers, which, you know, people are be like, well, why are you doing such a thing? Well, I'm just showing you like what I'm seeing, and it's bad right now. A lot of just disgusting for what we're seeing from this Bull squad on most nights, and it's unacceptable, and somehow Billy Donovan has allowed this just to continue to happen. Not sure why. It's very confusing, but here we are. So, first play to show y'all that just don't get it. I don't understand why this is so difficult, but hey, look, it's the pick and roll between the two guys that defenses target a lot. Screen and roll, and as you see here, Vooch legitimately just pointed to Giddey to switch. Okay, Vooch in this instance is communicating. He has told Josh Giddey switch. Okay, and let's watch the possession. Giddey's late on the switch, runs out of control against Jay Huff. I mean, that's your $25 million per year potential. Like, what people think is your all-star point guard. Like, I don't know, y'all. That's disgustingly bad, unacceptable, hate it, not happy about it. Again, that is the highest paid player on the team, and so for all the people that said that, oh well, Zach LaVine gets paid so much money, like, you know, he's the highest paid player on the team, he should be playing defense. Well, Josh Giddey is the highest paid player on this roster right now. He is supposed to be, for what some Bulls fans think, is supposed to be the best player on this team. Okay. What is this? I'm sorry. What happened? Oh, we as fan bases now are just not going to be accountable to these players? We're not going to shit on certain guys because we like their assist numbers too much? No! You want to know why I'm not happy with Giddey a lot right now? It's because of this bullshit. Go watch the Charlotte game, and Giddey's just letting guys go right by him. I'm like, no, this is not, I can't have this. If he's going to continue to do this, I don't care what the hell is happening with his points, rebounds, and assists. I don't care if he's giving me 30. No, you're not going to be part of this team. I don't want you part of this team, okay? This is showing that it's not just Kobe White for why this backcourt is bad defensively. It's also Josh Giddey. This cannot happen. Unacceptable. We are not going to continue to have this. If he's going to continue to do this, though, goodbye. I'm done with you. I don't want you around. I already hate this core, but don't make me even more mad at him, man. I'm pissed off with just seeing just that play alone. This is to start the game. It's just to start the game. Oh, let's watch this play. So, hey, look, the Bulls, they end up making a three-point shot here, right? So you would assume that they're going to get back on defense effectively and make sure that, oh yeah, we're going to match up and not let the Pacers score an easy basket. Well, here's an issue right now. For some reason, Vucevic is not on Jay Huff. I don't know why. Julian Phillips instead is guarding Jay Huff, but someone needs to guard Benedict Mathurin. Not really sure what's going on here, but Giddey's guarding this guy. Kobe's supposed to be guarding this guy, but we have two guys guarding Jarris Walker over here. Not sure what happened here, but this is just unacceptable. And here's Mathurin getting just an easy, wide open little layup here. So that's on everybody. But I'm sick and tired of just seeing this sort of shit. I don't want to see it. So yeah, we gotta see just that's on everybody. That's on Billy Donovan as well. Because I know that they're trying to work on this shit, but clearly it's not good enough right now. Boo, Duncan, boo, you're a hater. You can't just see we are a Siakam away from being a Siakam. Yeah, brother. Oops, I did it again. Yep. Hey, Duncan, because he told them the truth. Yep, apparently I'm such a hater because I hate Josh Giddey's defense. Like, wow. Who would have thought? Box, by the way, I don't know if you saw this tweet, Box, but this tweet and everyone else, like, this tweet is incredible. If the Bulls want to be the 2024-25 Pacers, which is what that article said about Anthony Davis, and what people are saying is like, oh, the Bulls have their Haliburton, so if they just need a Siakam and they'll be the Pacers. Well, if you're going to be the 2024-25 Pacers, then you got to be beating the 2025-26 Pacers, who now have only 5 wins of the season, and 2 of those wins are from the Chicago Bulls in the past week. Like, I don't know. Like, again, it's just such a good tweet by Caitlin Cooper. It's such an amazing tweet. But for all the people drinking the stupid Kool-Aid that this Bulls team is going to be the 2024-25 Pacers and we're a Siakam away, well, the 2025-26 Pacers currently do not have Tyrese Haliburton for the entire season. They came into tonight 0-10 on the road and got their first road win of the season. They came into tonight with 4 wins and they got their 5th win of the season. They came into tonight with the worst field goal percentage in the damn league, and they've been at the bottom of the league in field goal percentage for most of the damn season, okay? And what did the Bulls go ahead and do? 53%. 53% from the field for the Pacers tonight. Incredible. So, no, we are not a Pascal Siakam away. We are a Tyrese Haliburton, Pascal Siakam, plus every single individual defender that Pacers team had away. And let me be clear. Again, like what I just said. I said we're a Tyrese Haliburton away still, which means that, no, Josh Giddey is not Tyrese Haliburton. Don't tell me he is, because he's not. For God fucking sake. No, he's not close. People are just, they're unreal with their levels of cope. In the third, when Huff got the O board, Kobe and Giddey and someone just stood there arguing while Mathurin was shooting a wide open 3. I'll bring that up. Yeah. And can we bring Caitlin Clark to replace Giddey? That'd at least be fun. It would be fun. Yeah. And Rick Carlisle. That's also a good point, Rozzy. Yeah. Again, just to be clear, this is Caitlin Cooper. This is not Caitlin Clark, but yeah, Caitlin Clark. I would love if Caitlin Clark would come in and just play for the Bulls. That'd be fun to watch. But yeah, Caitlin Cooper, she covers the Pacers. She did a great job covering the Pacers last season, and she was incredible at breaking stuff down. And so this is a great tweet. And yes, we are definitely a Rick Carlisle way, because that man is a phenomenal coach. He actually values defense and will yell at guys and Like, yo, you gotta play better. Instead of trying to run gimmicks. Crowell's probably one of the most unappreciated coaches in the league. I agree with that. Yeah, 1,000,000%. For a minimum, a Turner, Toppin, Neesmith, Siakam away from being a top 6 team in the East. Yeah, and then that's not even to mention like what we're gonna be. Like, we still need a Halburn, a Neesmith, and all the extra depth pieces in a Carlisle for us to be a contender. So, once again, we're very far away from anything. Oh, sorry, I accidentally hit the back button, but let's see here. Sorry, I need to find my timestamp again. Oh yeah, I mean, this is also just. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, this is just too easy. Like, come on. I'm not even gonna blame fully Giddey on this play. I'm just upset with how this was played. Like, this wasn't even a screen by Isaiah Jackson here, and like Giddey still is acting as if there was a screen here, and he's already lost contact with Nembhard. So like, I'll blame Giddey for this, but then like I don't understand what exactly we're trying to do here. Like, Collins is not committing. Javon Carter's not coming in on this. And Giddey never gets in front of Nembhard back on this. So, like, again, I'm not fully blaming Giddey here. Maybe Collins needs to step in. But I'm just like, come on. Like, and then this is what the shot ends up being. Like, I'm fine with all this. But then to end up stopping him here and not letting him get to the rim, but he ends up just doing this. Like, what are we doing? This is just, come on. Like, I'll blame Zach Collins, though, on that play more. And once again, just showing that we were not Zach Collins away from this defense getting fixed. We're very much just we're very far away. Like, this defense has many issues to fix. Let's go and target Vooch this play because I'm sick and tired of Vooch's terrible play on the defensive end. So we might as well just go ahead and just watch a very bad overall defensive play from Vucevic where he decides to not close out under control whatsoever, leading to a very easy J Huff shot. So hey, look at this. It's a simple little away screen here. For Andrew Nembhard to come up off of from J Huff. Okay, Patrick Williams decides to go under the screen, not really sure why. And so this is where we call the reversal of it, where this is what a lot of teams do. If you decide to go under this, okay, teams are then going to reverse this screen, and so then you're basically forced to take the screen, and so Nembhard's going to go this way. So going under the screen basically puts you in a much worse position if you just went over. And so now you see here that people did all right, honestly, getting over the screen, but then the ball gets then thrown back out to J Huff. And look, man, Vooch, like, come on. I understand that this is a tough ask from you, but you gotta just try, man. And this is what he does. Like, come on, man. We need better effort, man. You just trying just to like get back into this play would have done it would have been just so much more impactful than you just trying to just swipe at the ball as you fly by J Huff. Like, come on, man. We see a significantly better effort from guys that are even more slow-footed than Vucevic, which is very rare in this league, but it's still like, it's just insane. Like, Vooch, please, man. We need more. To shit on Stacey King because I've been really annoyed with what he's been saying recently. There was a play today that like he was going like berserk about it because it was just like, whoa, what happened on this play? Like, why'd you leave him? Like, why'd you leave him? Why'd you leave him? And I'm just like, well, you know, Stacey King, you have been recommending that this team shouldn't be switching anymore when possible. And I'm just like, you know, I heavily disagree with you in that sort of instance. Like, I think switching is very important. You know, that's not the reason why the Bulls defense sucks. It's the reason why the Bulls defense is garbage is because they don't have any actual like decent players to, you know, be out there on the floor to guard. They're not trying hard enough. But let's just show you what happens when the Bulls don't switch on defense, okay? Because again, this is the man that decided to say on broadcast in that Nets game on Wednesday that the Oklahoma City Thunder are such a good defensive team because they don't switch. Which, if you're wondering, that is just a flat out lie. Okay, like the reason why the OKC defense is so incredible is because they can switch 1 through 5. Holmgren can guard guards. Shea can guard big men. There are guards that are 6'5" or under can guard bigger guys. That's why they're so good defensively. They have ginormous wingspans across the entire roster. So please, for the love of God, don't tell me that the reason why their defense is good is because they don't switch. That is the last reason why. Okay. If anything, it's not even a reason. It's just flat out wrong. The reason why their defense is good is because they can switch. But let's just show you a play here where when the Bulls don't switch, let's see what happens. Okay, Patrick Williams is guarding Pascal Siakam. Again, don't know why he's in to start the second half. Makes no damn sense. But here comes former Windy City Bull Ethan Thompson here to come and set a little screen for Pascal Siakam. And the Bulls decide to show on this screen instead of just switching it just one-on-one and putting Kobe White and Pascal, which, yes, that's a mismatch, right? But it doesn't allow Pascal to get an easy line driver wide open three off of the action. But instead, let's just watch what happens here, right? Kobe shows, as you can see here, he shows on this, and Patrick is going to get screened by Ethan Thompson. He's going to try to get back into this play, which he takes absolutely fucking forever to try to get past an Ethan Thompson screen. Don't understand this from Patrick Williams, but as you see, they didn't decide to switch. Kobe's trying to run back to Ethan Thompson on this play. And oh, wait, we decided to leave the best player on the Indiana Pacers for a wide open three-point shot? Huh. I wonder if switching could have prevented such a thing. Wouldn't that be just a thought? Like, you should be guarding the best player on the opposing team, the guy that's been destroying you all night. Like, it would be important to guard this guy and make sure he doesn't get a wide open three-point shot. That'd be important, right? And how can we do such a thing on that sort of action? Oh, maybe we switch it and then we can try to get the ball out of his hands after it and we would double him later. But instead, we decide to not switch it, and this is what ends up being the result. So, Stacey King, out of all people, who continues just to make my mind I just grind my gears on constantly on every Bulls broadcast just to hear what he has to say is just the next dumbest thing ever. But this is what happens when you don't switch. Okay, when you actively try a defense in today's world where you try to show and recover or you try to do anything different, okay, that is not blitzing or obviously if it's a different, if it's like Vooch in the pick and roll, it's different. But this is a 1 through 4 switch, like, or 2 through 4 switch. Just switch it, please. Because if you don't, then, well, get ready to get burned. Because this is what happens when you decide not to switch. At least we have Pino, Will, Cardio catching out of bound balls and bouncing balls off his feet. Real basketball fans appreciate that. Heart above everything else or something like that always. Yep. Vooch lecturing the team after the ugly win about needing a better effort and then proceeding to give no effort to several games is nasty work. Just nasty. Oh, it's terrible, man. Like, it is flat out just disgusting just to see this. But, hey, I mean, he has no reason to play hard. He's getting paid $20 million this year. 20 plus million, I should say. Such a horrible viewing experience when he's playing all pouty and soft, too damn big and grown for that, especially when he's supposed to be the vet in this team and wanted to pop off at the young guys after the Wizards game. Yeah. Now, to be fair to him in some sense, he did play well in that Wizards game, so he has the right to kind of say that about that Wizards game alone. But after that, though, you got to back it up, man. And he has not backed it up since. He's been extremely inconsistent. He's in a game winner, but that's it. Like, bad game. After, like, pretty bad game in Denver overall, but he hit some big shot in Denver, but that's it. Like, I don't really think there's much else to say about it. One of the vibes are gone, or how is Montes, whoever's supposed to take that fake leadership act seriously, they're done. Oh, they're 100% done. Like, these guys act as if they're still all together. I don't fully buy it though. It's under switch. They're just very aggressive and not scared. Plus they don't make excuses or complain when something doesn't work. Oh yeah. The Thunder actively switch. That's what makes their defense so good. Caruso guarded Jokic in that Western Conference Finals in Game 7. That's why their defense is insane. They aggressively switch, and they then aggressively help, and they do everything in their willpower, even if there's like a massive mismatch, to try to find a way to get the ball in their hands. Like, and then they try to get in the passing lanes after that, and they tag and help. Like, it's an insanely good system from Mark Daigneault. But to tell me that the Thunder don't switch, and you said that live on air, is just like, oh my god. So don't worry, I'm taking that clip from Stacey King, and I'm probably, when the Bulls do face the Thunder and the Bulls get absolutely wrecked by the Thunder, and it's because their insanely good defense is switching constantly, I'm gonna make a compilation of just like Stacey King's voiceover and just showing when the Thunder actively switched properly, and it was a very effective decision, and it was a good decision, and they had a good defensive possession because of it. I was gonna do that just to be petty about this, because it's just like, shut up. Because then what's funny is then after Stacey King was talking about how he hates the switching, like in the later play after this, I was just like, brother, did you not just watch what happened when the Bulls decided not to switch this play? we got burned. Like, you're just not watching games, man. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's just so stupid just to watch at this point. But, or listen, I should say. But, hey, this is how it goes. Rizzo wasn't just guarding Jokic, he was actually wrestling with him. Fair enough, yes. If you want to say he was wrestling him, sure. But still, though, like, you can't tell me that it was only Isaiah Hartenstein on Jokic in that game, right? Like, if Stacey King saw Caruso against Jokic, he would have an aneurysm, and he would be freaking the fuck out about it and be like, oh, what are we doing? But meanwhile, Mark Daigneault, who is significantly smarter than him and one of the smartest coaches in the league, decided, no, we're gonna let Caruso guard Jokic, and let's try to work around this. Like, and hey, it paid dividends in the end. This is on the entire team. I want to blame Vooch a lot though in this play, but this is on the entire team. This play here. So let's watch this one. This is when the Pacers started making the run. Here's a switch. I don't love this switch, by the way. This switch, I can understand why you wouldn't switch this, but you could also find a way to work around it. But both decided to switch it, and he put Vooch on Siakam, which is not great overall, but sure. Again, I've always said, like, the centers not switching is one thing. Like, that's a different story. But 1 through 4, I think you should switch. But Siakam drives, shoots this, misses, and not sure what's going on here, guys, but I'm looking right now and I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Bulls players in the paint, and I'm seeing 1, 2 Pacers players in the paint, and somehow, some way, the Bulls still come up with this rebound. Like, I don't know, man. This just pisses me off. Vooch, this is mostly on Vooch probably, but this has got to be better. Just figure this shit out, man. I'm losing my mind. This needs to be more effective at the end of the day. So figure this. The rebounding was terrible in that sort of instance. And so yeah, absolutely terrible. What's the worst thing that could happen? They start blitzing every pick / switch. So the worst that can happen is that we saw this under Boylan. In today's game, especially with the amount of space with the 3-point shot with these teams, it's too much ground to cover. So you're basically, like, how this would work. So let's even just run this play again, right? So let's say, for example, they decided, oh, hey, let's on this pick and roll, it's a 4-5, but let's just decide to blitz Pascal Siakam up here, okay? The problem with this is that you're basically putting the defense in a massive 4v3 disadvantage situation, and it's because of the shooters around the floor, right? You're basically then just saying to these 3 guys that they have to find a way to guard a rolling Jay Huff who's running down this lane right here, and also guard all 3 of these guys at the same time. Like, it's a very tough ask, and it puts the defense in a massive spot, like a horrible spot, because like in basic instance, like if that, let's say for example, again, like P. Will and Vucevic decided to double Pascal Siakam in this sort of situation, Giddey can't move because there is basically nothing that the defense can do. If Giddey decides to come on over off of Nembhard's wide open. There's no recovery off of it, right? So the guy that's come on over is Kobe, okay, and then Buzelis has to guard both of these guys at once, and you're then basically hoping for that Patrick Williams is going to find a way to get himself back into the play. But it's a tough ask. It's a really tough ask for these guys to do this constantly throughout the entire game. Now, under Boylan, we saw the Bulls do this a lot. The Bulls would blitz every pick and roll possible. And what you would see, though, is that in the first quarter, it looked pretty effective because there's a lot of energy going on and the opposing team's trying to like understand what the defensive coverage is. However, then come the fourth quarter, it was significantly less effective because you're basically burning so much energy constantly on the defensive end, blitzing like 24/7. Like if you blitz every pick and roll possible, you are burning so much energy that it's just like you might as well just switch. Like it's the most effective thing to do and not, allow for collapses to your defense to happen constantly. And again, because if you're asking for these guys to blitz, right, then one of the 2 guys that came to this guy has to run across to somewhere, right, to cover up whoever it is that is uncovered. That's a lot of energy to ask for. So That's what ends up happening, is if you blitz every pick and roll, like, it looks fine initially, but then later down the road, it's less effective. The guys run out of energy, and the opposing team eventually starts to figure it out. The best defenses, like what the Thunder do, like, they just have, you decide to switch in certain moments, or sorry, you decide to blitz in certain moments. Like, for example, like late shot clock, and there's like a pick and roll run here, like, you blitz this because it's not the top of the key. It's a little bit less effective in terms of, like, if you decide to double it here, one, you're using the baseline as your third defender, but two, the passing areas can be covered up a little bit better. It's a little bit less spacing overall. But like, these best teams, like, they find ways to, like, put in blitzes here and there, or they decided to run different ice coverage or something like that. Like, that's what the best teams do. The Bulls, meanwhile, though, can't even get their just man-to-man defense down, just general defense. So until we can get that down, then I don't think there's really any point in changing it. But maybe we actually need to just run blitz defense and see what happens. Stacey should stay in his lane, do the color commentary, crack the jokes, hit the catchphrases, cool. Leave the actual game breakdown to people who understand what's happening to basketball in 2025. And here's the issue. Kendall Gill also says the same thing in postgame. So we have multiple people for Chicago Sports Network, that is the main broadcast channel for the Chicago Bulls, talking about posting up Vooch and switching is not effective. Like, that's the problem. It's just that you have very like-minded people running the operations. So that's what the issue. Do you think one player should commit to the switch and push up on the ball handler? Maybe try to force the ball handler one way instead of sitting back and letting them set up. So, in my opinion, the way that, if you're talking about this sort of pick and roll, what Pat needs to do is he needs to force Pascal to take the screen. Like, you are right about that, of, like, forcing up on the ball handler and make him go a certain way. That does help. When it comes to switching, though, it's just straight up it's just lack of communication. Like, these guys are just not effectively switching. They're late on a switch, or they're not timing it correctly, or someone's late, or someone got screened off, and, like, they don't know how to exactly stay on their guy after the screen. It just, that's what's happening right now on most of these inability to switch moments. I do think that there needs to be better ball pressure, like you are saying. That would be ideal. So before even a screen is set, better ball pressure would make this switch easier. I do agree with that. But however, I think that the biggest issue is not necessarily that right now. It's more so that you're just seeing that there's a lack of communication. Like, these guys are not effectively timing the switches properly, and you see many times two guys go with the ball handler and then leaves one guy open, or you're seeing someone is just late on something. Like, you see one guy gets screened and then they don't realize, oh, that guy's gonna roll, and so then they're behind on the play because they got hit by the screen and they're like, oh crap, and then the guy rolls. So yeah, I do agree though that getting up on the ball handler would be better. That would definitely help a little bit. The switch and push up on the ball. Yeah. So both players need to commit to the switch, obviously, but the main point of attack defender that is initially guarding the guy, that guy can definitely offer more ball pressure. That would slow down the play itself, allow the switch to be more effective, and not allow certain guys to get like a step advantage or something like that. I do agree with that overall. So that's fine. But again, though, it's just like you can have better ball pressure, but if the guys are not in the right communication, or they're not on the same page, then the switch doesn't mean anything. Like, you have to effectively, you have to time it right. But it helps just make sure that there's a lack of like step advantages or drive advantages throughout the game, if the guys stay in front of the guy. That's the big if, obviously. So yeah, let's watch another play. Start of the fourth quarter, and this even got the attention of Caitlin Cooper, by the way. Not really sure what Josh Giddey's doing here, but again, best player on the roster, most paid player on the roster. Brother, I need you to guard. Like, I'm not asking you to be the defensive player of the year. I'm not asking you to be on the all defensive team. I'm asking you to guard, though. I'm asking you to give effort. And what's this? I'm sorry. This is nothing. This is not even a screen, guys. This is just straight up. What is this? Like, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. I'm sorry. this is unacceptable. This is the shit that people would give Levine constantly of just be, oh, what a lack of effort or whatever. But it's very funny that many of the people that were hating on Levine all of a sudden, when this sort of thing happens up at the top of the key with their favorite player, nothing is said. Like, oh, we just pushed it under the rug. Like, oh, that's not his fault or whatever. Like, I'm sorry. We're gonna watch this again because this is just unlovely. I cannot even fathom how bad of a defense this is. I don't understand whatsoever why Giddey is so bad in this moment here. Like, what is this? There's no screen, and you're just like, yeah, let's just let him go. Oh, sure, let's just let him go. And like Giddey looks back at like his guys, and it's just like, oh, I expected help. Like, I'm sorry, you let this man get a step. He's not even past the 3-point line right now. And you're like, oh, I expect help though. Like, no, you gotta stay on him. Then you get your help, man. Like, stay attached to his hip and then you'll get your help. Okay. Like, follow him all the way to the paint. You gave up right here. Like, it's already over. The play's done. Like, I'm sorry, but if you're saying that this is fine, this is not fine. Again, highest paid player on the roster, best player on the roster apparently, supposed to be your all-star point guard, supposed to be the franchise. Like, I'm sorry, what? What is this? Watch the practice video that the NBA posted, and they do almost nothing in games that they do in practice. That's not shocking. I'm not shocked at that. That's been a Billy Donovan issue since he's taken over. Yeah, I'm not shocked to see that. And so, of course, when Giddey does this play that I just showed you, I mean, the Pacers are like, oh, well, I mean, like, if he's not going to really try, then let's just keep going at him, right? Like, this is the thing that I don't think people understand, is just like, when Giddey shows a lack of effort defensively, they're just going to continue to just attack him at this point, right? And so what happens the next play down the floor? They're just like, all right, well, I mean, Giddey didn't try last time defensively. Well, let's just try this again. Like, they don't even run a play. It is just a straight up, yep, we're just going to decide to just isolate Andrew Nembhard against Josh Giddey here, okay? Like, it is just straight up a little brush screen and like, all right, let's see what happens. Let's just go at him. And because Giddey, again, like, he's just showed he's bad defensively, therefore, we're going to attack him again. He's now backing up because he's so afraid of the drive, offering no ball pressure whatsoever, allows Nembhard just to walk into this little free throw area, and it's just a simple jumper. Like, I'm sorry, but this is unacceptable. Again, we don't want to blame maybe the best player so far from the season, but when the best player so far from the season is right now getting absolutely just destroyed defensively, we have to call it out. I can't live with just be like, all right, yeah, I mean, he's been the best player all season long, though. Like, all right, it's whatever. Like, no. Like, your entire team has been absolutely god-awful defensively, but you're not helping right now if you're Giddey. This is unacceptable, man. Next play. Let's watch Nikola Vucevic do the classic hack down foul that he likes to do when he gets absolutely beat on defense. And so, simple. This is if you wanted this again, this is zoom action. Okay, this is what we call zoom action. We've seen this constantly. Bulls didn't effectively guard this overall, but we see that Buzelis, he's late on this on Mathurin. He's trailing Mathurin. He's a little bit late though. But then Vucevic gets absolutely just beat on this little fake handoff by Huff, and so Huff then decides just to drive, right? And it got Vooch badly, and so instead of trying to just contest a shot at the rim or something, Vooch decides just to do the hack down, and Huff gets 2 free throws out of it. So yet again, I don't understand what's happening defensively. It's just guys are not locked in. That's just straight up. It's just like Vooch, if you're just locked in, Jay Huff doesn't just somehow easily get that get that little step on you. You just gotta lock in, brother. Really not happy about that play from Vucevic. We've seen that little hack down foul from Vuce way too much this season. It's basically it's whenever he plays bad defense, he's beat, and he just understands he just has to hack the guy. Like I'm sick and tired of seeing that. So what happens then again when they decide, all right, well, again, Josh Giddey doesn't play defense, so let's just target him again. Here comes Siakam to set a screen. Ethan Thompson has the ball. Siakam's going to set an on-ball screen. The Bulls switch it, as they should. Okay? And so now we have Pascal Siakam being guarded by Josh Giddey. Awesome. Now, here's where the Bulls are in a lot of trouble in this one instance right here. And it leads to an open shot that I was not very happy about. Now, the Pacers missed this shot. I'm just showing you how bad the Bulls defense can still be if teams just made their shots like they're wide open. But posting up this guy like Siakam, and he's not a center, right? He's clearly not the center because Zach Collins is guarding Huff here. Right now, this is a lot of pressure on the Bulls defense because Giddey, not a good defender, is guarding Siakam, who has a height advantage and a strength advantage over Giddey, and is just a very good offensive player, right? But if you're the Bulls, like, you don't want to just leave Giddey on an island. So you're gonna have to help in some sort of way. And you're gonna see here that Patrick Williams decides he's gonna help here and come off of Ethan Thompson to come over and help, right? Which that is usually the typical thing to do. But when you see what happens here, right, when that help decides to come, okay, Dalen Terry is so worried about, I think this is TJ McConnell, that he doesn't even recognize that, oh, hey, Pat left, right? So when Patrick leaves his man, then DT needs to cover his man, okay? And if you're wondering what then the rotations are, what they should be after that. So, again, like, this is assuming, like, all right, you saw P. Will leave his man, so maybe Siakam throws it back out to Thompson. Who's going to be guarding McConnell? Well, then you have to see Uzelis has to take McConnell, and then someone between Patrick Williams and Giddey has to run over to take on Mathurin in the corner, okay? That'd be the ideal scenario. But, however, the reason why I've always said that posting up someone that is not a center that is very effective is because it makes then the center have to be on the perimeter, especially if they're guarding a three-point shooter like Huff, right? And so, because there is then a world maybe where if the Bulls defense is late to react, that DT covers Thompson right after Patrick Williams comes in to help, but then we're confused, like, what do we do next here, right? Like, Zach Collins might have to take a guard in this instance, or in this, it actually kind of even worked out a little bit in the Bulls' favor here, where like Collins can just take McConnell, and then like you can just see DT, Collins can take Huff here, and then you'll see maybe Uzelis take McConnell, but it basically makes the big man have to run around the perimeter and guard the perimeter, which is what puts the defense at a disadvantage, okay? Because like you would rather have Collins be in the paint, right? Because he's your rim protector, but instead this action here, and they make sure that the big man's up at the top of the key, that it's gonna make Collins have to run around in a sense. However, we don't even get to see that happen because no one picks up Ethan Thompson, who had hit multiple threes at this point in this game. He is wide open. Like, as you can see here, like this cut from McConnell's so good because Dalen Terry doesn't know whether he should come over to cover Thompson or go with McConnell, which you can see that he clearly did here. And so they put the Bulls defense in an absolute disarray. And so Thompson gets a wide open three-point shot. I mean, no one is within like 15 feet of this man, basically, unless you count Collins, which I don't even count him. And it is wide open, brother, and he just happened to miss it. Like, this again, bad defense from the Bulls. But if the opposing team just hits their shots, man, like, God, like, we're seeing this sort of shit every night where someone's just wide open and they're missing some shots against the Bulls. That happened a lot earlier on in the season when the Bulls got lucky. Obviously, their luck is not as much lucky anymore, but it is just constantly happening, man. And the Pacers could have easily scored a lot more tonight. They just hit more threes when they were wide open. So, the only good dominant move I saw tonight was going with Collins instead of Vooch while still trying to come back in the fourth quarter. That was probably his only best move. He started Patrick Williams to start the second half. I was just like, why? Like, I'm sorry, but like Patrick Williams is like, he's been so bad, especially in November. Like, and I know it's December now, but like November was tragic from him. Julian Phillips has been fine. Like, I don't understand why all of a sudden Patrick was starting in the second half. It made no sense to me. It seemed like they just didn't trust him. They didn't trust Buzelis to guard Siakam, so they put Patrick Williams on him instead. I was just like, why? Like, just put Julian Phillips on Siakam if that's such an issue, or just start Emmanuel Miller instead. Like, I think Emmanuel Miller deserves Patrick Williams minutes right now, and to see that Billy Donovan put in Patrick Williams to start the second half, I was just like, what are we doing? Nothing really else to mention, honestly. There wasn't like really that many like good moves or bad moves, or it's nothing great from Billy, especially when the defense has been this terrible. So yeah, man, I'm done with film breakdown. Hopefully this doesn't get demonetized, but I'm pissed, man. Like, it's really disheartening to see when, like, I know Giddey's gonna be part of this team moving forward, and so is Kobe, right? Like, I just don't have much faith in their defensive capabilities. Like, I mean, we'll see about Kobe, obviously, but I mean, the Bulls seem to be all in on Kobe. They seem to be all in on his backcourt, and right now, though, man, like, I just do not have any faith in his backcourt in the defensive end of the floor. I have no faith whatsoever. And it's really disheartening because I'm seeing this shit constantly where I'm just like, wow, like, that's a horrible defensive play by Giddey, or that's a defensive breakdown by Kobe. Like, it's just, it really doesn't make me feel too good about those two specific guys moving forward. And yes, don't get me wrong, Giddey has improved tremendously on the offensive end, to the point, again, I did not think he'd ever become this player that he is today on the offensive end. But he's also, as I've said consistently, he is not Luka Doncic, okay? Like, he's not allowed to kind of just rest defensively or not try that hard defensively, compared to Luka, right? When Luka is basically averaging 35 point triple-double, like, Giddey's not that. So unless you're going to become that sort of guy, okay, then I need you to give me effort defensively. You have to be locked in. And that's been a theme that's been talked about all season long. We're in December now, and I'm still seeing this issue from him. Like, why should I have any faith in him turning it around or changing his ways as a player? Like, there's nothing, in my opinion, that he has shown that says, like, yeah, he'll be better defensively moving forward. Like, nothing, at least in my opinion. So I'm not happy to see this, because it's just like, hey man, like, you've been the best player on this roster offensively, but defensively, brother, like, you are just as bad as anybody on this roster right now. That goes for Kobe, and you can even argue Buzelis to some extent. But with Buzelis, I have some hope that he'll be more effective on that end, because he's actually shown me some effort. But when it comes to those other two right now that are supposed to be part of this core, I'm like, they gotta show me something different, man. I can't continue just to watch this bad defense constantly. From those guys that are they're egregious moments. Like, don't get me wrong, there's always going to be bad moments defensively from everybody. Like, you could be the best defender in the world and you'll still have some bad moments, but it's just that I'm seeing this on a consistent basis at this moment in time. And obviously it's been a big talk recently that the defense has been at a bad level, and so when the best player, who right now at this Bulls roster, is not giving me that effort, it doesn't make me feel any better. And so if the best player is not giving me the effort, then why should others give that effort either? So I don't have much faith, honestly, when it comes to this specific core defensively. I think changes are very necessary for this team to have any sort of defensive identity. Which is why, again, like, I mean, if Giddey's not going to change his ways, like, it's time to start thinking about some things. And rough game tonight, so I'll give him a bit of a pass for obviously being the best player on offense all season long. So I'll give him a little bit of a pass tonight for his offensive performance, but the turnovers that's something I can't give him a pass for. He's been averaging too many turnovers even when he puts up good points. But defensively, it's been just as bad as everybody. So I've let it go for a little bit. I'm not letting it go now. It's time, man. We got to see some better effort from everyone. Billy Bench 5 for 90 for a two-way player. Ike would come down and coach the team himself. Oh, I'm fully aware. But I think that even if that is the case, like, even if, let's say, for example, you just play Miller 13 minutes tonight instead of playing Patrick Williams 26 minutes, and you could have gotten him, like, instead of, like, 17, I think that would have been worth it. That's just a smart decision, in my opinion. Giddey could put up 30, 11, 11 and wouldn't be as upset, but 20, 10, and 10, you gotta have to play some defense. Yeah, that's the major difference. Or, I mean, if Giddey can even just give me 28, 9, and 9, I wouldn't be as upset either. But that's not who he is right now. He is a 20-point per game scorer that is not that efficient overall. And yeah, so give me the rebounds and assists. And I sincerely do appreciate that, especially for a team that doesn't rebound effectively. But he needs to give me the defensive effort. Like, I'll be okay with him sacrificing some rebounds right now if he gives me better defensive effort. So just give me the effort, please. I can't stand watching him. You know, he's saying like all the right things to the media and everything, that this team's together, we're gonna try to figure this out. Well, you're not gonna figure this out if you're gonna be bad defensively. So he's gonna have to be one of those players as the leader, apparently, in the locker room, to show up and be like, yeah, I'm gonna play defense. I'm not the best defender, but I'm gonna play some defense, and you guys better do that too. I'd hope to see that. I don't have much faith in that. I don't think we're ever gonna see it, but I hope we see that eventually at some point. So I'm not happy though. I'm really not happy with what I've been seeing recently. This defense, like, I understand that there's been some lower games, but like that Brooklyn Nets team is such a bad team that like the Bulls gave up like 1 billion threes to them. Like that's already bad defense. So you can't tell me anything otherwise. They only scored 113 points. So be it. Like, it was still a bad overall defensive performance by the Bulls. The Nets are a shit offensive roster. Like, it's just terrible. All right, but moving on though. Couple things before we decide to preview the Bulls versus the Warriors, which is, I mean, honestly, we'll see what happens here. But couple things I want to talk about. So, first and foremost, again, if you've not hit the like button on the stream, please do, to help all of our sanity in this stream. It will help everyone's sanity overall. But either way, though, I just want to say a big thank you to you guys, to the support for the streams and the content this season. Once again, I just want to give my thanks. I'm going to really be trying to stress this a lot, that I'm really thankful for everything with this community. So, been stressing it a lot, and I'm going to continue to do so. I know that some people, it's weird for them, but I can't stress enough how thankful I am, though, of this community and this platform that you guys have given me. So thank you guys so much for it. The support for the streams, even when the Bulls have sucked, have been great. So I really do appreciate that, because it shows that we as a community are still willing to come and talk Bulls basketball, even when the Bulls are bad, right? Like I think that's an important thing for us, that we're not just like on the bad bandwagons, right? Like we're here to talk still, even when the Bulls are absolutely sucking and disappointing us. So I sincerely do appreciate that. I also do appreciate you guys listening to my opinions. You have every right to disagree with my opinions. I'm not saying I'm right, but I do appreciate that you listen to mine, because I am pretty firm on my opinions right now, because I just think this Bulls team is so terrible. So I really do appreciate everyone listening to my opinions when they decide to do so. Last but not least, I do want to plug some things. So I am probably going to have an article for you guys out. It's probably going to have to be pushed till next week. Because I am currently right now, I'm in the middle of a very, I'm at the end of my semester right now, and it's very, very, it's chaotic. So I have a final on Monday, I have a paper due on Sunday, and there's also other assignments due on Sunday, and I have a final on Wednesday, and more assignments due on the Thursday. So I'm gonna try to get through some stuff with my schoolwork right now before I can get an article to you guys, because I do take a lot of time on those articles. However, I do have a new YouTube video for you guys to go ahead and check out. Unfortunately, I don't know when this was actually put out, so I do apologize for not getting this to you guys earlier. But it looks like this was actually streamed to or published 11 hours ago. So this is obviously before the Pacers game, but I did go ahead and do another podcast with local Bulls fan Alejandro Delgado for On Tap Sportsnet. So if you have not checked out the most recent podcast for Bulls on Tap, that is the link to the podcast episode. So it's my second episode on Bulls on Tap. So please go ahead and check that out. I sincerely appreciate you guys, because the last podcast episode got a ton of support. So thank you guys so much for checking in to that podcast, and I really do appreciate all of you guys listening to it. I have some more things planned when it comes to Bulls content, but I can't release any info publicly yet. So be patient with me. But there is some stuff coming up that involves other people that I should be a part of. It's just taking some time to get going, and it's not specifically the Bulls on Tap. So there is some stuff kind of going on behind the scenes right now. It's taking just a while right now just to kind of get it rolling. So hope you guys are going to enjoy that when it does release, and so I'll be letting you guys know when that is published on my community tab, and then obviously in the Discord and on Twitter. So make sure you guys follow me there. All right, before we go ahead and end the stream though, I do want to go ahead and just do a little small preview of this game. Okay, so this game's gonna be interesting because Steph's not playing, and so yeah, you can argue it's definitely less interesting maybe, but it's gonna be more interesting in the sense that I think that the Bulls like could have a chance maybe, but I mean with the way they were playing right now, I don't think we have any chance against any teams right now. But no Steph though, so the Warriors gonna be without Steph Curry for this game. Now, the Warriors defensively have been mostly all right. Like, they've been mostly all right defensively throughout the year. It's just that their offense has been so, like, inconsistent, especially with Steph off the floor. Now, Jimmy Butler, who I assume is going to be playing in this game, he's been pretty good. So, like, Bulls, try not to foul. I know it's tough, but, like, it's something that we got to try to do here. However, I do think that the Warriors will be attacking the paint heavily against us because, again, we don't really guard the paint anyway. But this Warriors team, they do shoot a ton of threes. Obviously, Curry's a large part of that, but he's not in this game. So I'm gonna be interested in seeing what exactly this ratio is gonna be here without Curry, who like takes like 10 a game. So I think it's gonna be just a massive attack on the Bulls' paint defense. Which again, that's not just Vucevic, it's the perimeter as well. There has to be a conscious effort to try to be much better on the perimeter to protect the paint better overall. So that's gonna be my big concern. Free throw wise, they actually are worse than I thought. Wow, okay. But Jimmy Butler's a big part of the free throws, so try to limit your fouls. That's gonna be important. Now, defensively, for their side defensively, we need to attack the guards as much as possible. So like Kobe and Giddey are gonna have to have a game because I'm not really sure where exactly Jimmy Butler's gonna be lined up defensively, but my thought though is that I think Buzelis is gonna be guarded by Draymond Green. So it might actually be Draymond Green on Giddey. That could also be the factor, but whoever's gonna get the Pajimski matchup needs to be effective because that's gonna be like one of their worst defenders out there. And like Pajimski, when he's actually trying, is like not even that bad of a defender, but he's had a rough season overall. So I just want to see how this is gonna work out. But no matter what, I want to make this clear. Like I said earlier, I don't think that this bull season's over for me. Like it's already so bad that it's over. I don't really care about winning anymore. I think tanking is the right decision, and you know the Hornets winning tonight and the Bulls losing tonight is a great step in the right direction. But the one thing though that I will not stand for is if like we lose the game, but like Buzelis didn't touch the ball. Buzelis had a great game tonight, and yes, he had 6 turnovers, but I don't care about those 6 turnovers. Okay, he needs the ball as much as possible. So if he's guarded by Jimmy Butler or guarded by Draymond Green, I genuinely do not care. Give him the ball. Please, okay? Find ways to get him the ball and let him try to figure it out. Let him try to figure out against 2 really solid defenders if he's being guarded by those guys, okay? But if he's especially not being guarded by either of those guys, then you have to give him the ball. His development right now for the rest of this season is the most important thing. I do not expect really many other players to maybe develop that much, but playing the young guys and specifically giving Buzelis as many opportunities as possible right now is extremely important. So please, 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 for the rest of the season, and especially against this Warriors team, who I know will be active defensively, like, still give Buzelis the ball. He can have 8 turnovers in this game, and I honestly don't care. Like, his development is so crucial right now because the Bulls are severely lacking in talent, especially on-ball talent. And if he can find a way to get some on-ball skills, man, it would bring the Bulls a long way. Obviously not to winning only, but like it will give us a step towards the right direction, and it will be a major step forward, in my opinion. So I know it's gonna be tough. I know that there's gonna be some pretty premier defenders out there. Actually, I don't know if Draymond's even playing in this game, honestly. We will see if who's gonna be available. But actually, really quickly, I guess I could just look here. Oh, I guess I can't actually. I forgot that the score app is different than the score on the website. But Buzelis' development is everything for me right now. I need to see moving forward that the Bulls are prioritizing his development. I think that for the most part it was good today, but I do think that we went away from him after that first quarter a little bit, and so he kind of had to try to generate some looks by himself. Here's the injury report for the Golden State Warriors. So again, Curry's gonna be out. We will not be seeing him. But Butler's day-to-day, Draymond's day-to-day, and we do expect to see both of these guys playing. So, and Melton and Curry. So, Seth Curry, sorry, not Steph. So I expect to see these guys. So, what better time to let Buzelis kind of just, learn than now, right? Like, these are premier defenders in their times. But you might as well let him try. Buzelis did a great job against Jonathan Isaac when the Bulls faced the Magic earlier this week. So I think that you should let him try against Green and Butler as well. He'll go through some failures, but that's okay. Play the young guys. Like, don't play Javon Carter 26 minutes or 22 minutes like he did tonight. I don't need to see Patrick Williams either, honestly, that much. But I understand that he might be considered a young guy, I guess. But, like, play DT. Play Julian Phillips. Like, I've been happy to see Julian Phillips starting when he has been allowed to start. I think he's honestly done pretty decent. So just play these guys, man. I want to see development. That's the most important thing. Wins right now do not matter. Do not care. Don't worry about the end result right now. But what I do care about is seeing that these guys defensively, these younger players, give me some better effort. So Giddey also give me better effort. That will help the overall future for this team. Just setting in a better defensive foundation ideally, but we're a long ways away from that. We gotta get some better players overall. Steve Kerr versus Billy Donovan, who can play the smallest lineup? Yeah, it is gonna be about the small lineups, but we have bigger. I think we're gonna be bigger than them. We have arguably more centers right now available to us with Collins available. So Al Horford's out for them. What's crazy is the Warriors went 14 deep against the 76ers. That's the depth AK can only dream of. That is crazy. Now I do think that's a little bit of a mistake from Steve Kerr, but I mean, they have definitely more playable players throughout their entire roster versus us, I think. That can actually kind of be a little more impactful on both ends of the floor. So that's not shocking. All right, y'all. So 6 p.m. Central Time is the game. Unfortunately, this is the one time the Warriors visit the United Center and Curry's not playing, so that does suck. But still be here. I'll still be covering this game. So obviously it's a big day in Chicago. The Bears playing the Packers. So can't wait to see how that game ends. But I believe right after that game, if I'm not mistaken, like right after the Bears play the Packers, it's going to be jumping right into the Bulls game. Because this game is going to end around 6 something ish. So maybe even 6:30. So get ready just to jump right into the Bulls game right after that. If you're interested, but I'll be here for post game after this game, 8:30 p.m. Central Time. So be here if you're interested in coming in for post game. So thank you guys so much for tuning into this yet another L of a post game stream. In terms of for the Bulls, another L to another 4-win team or less. Great job, team. Wow, what a just this roster is just continues just to be absolutely just a travesty. We'll see what happens moving forward, but I'm gonna hope the Hornets keep winning and keep developing Buzelis and us keep losing. But that is my goal for the rest of the season. But I'll still be here, still analyzing games, and I hope you guys enjoy it when I do and when I decide to analyze and everything. Once again, hit the like button on the stream if you have not done so already. If you like Bulls content, please subscribe to the channel. Be on the lookout for any on-tap Sportsnet content from me. I'm trying my best. I just can't always guarantee stuff, but I am trying my best. But I'll see you guys on Sunday. All right, go Bears. Peace.